On to Ghost, and he'll toss. Heads is the call.
Tail is the winner.
Tail is the winner. So Ghost, you might just join me here. Congrats. What are you going to do?
We do ball first.
Very hot out here. Didn't want to have a first now.
No, we are good to chasing, you know. We have a good lineup for batting. And I think, you know, bowling is good early morning, you know.
Yesterday you chased well.
Yeah, we chased the other day, 169, we chased it. So we are good to go chasing. We don't have problem in the first batting, but it's okay. You know, early morning we start with the bowling.
Tell me a little bit about Bilal Qureshi.
Oh, he's he's really our key guy, you know, who's starting is good, and like even last match you saw that. I have a good batting, you know, especially our opening starting is good, and the same opening starting today also. And I hope another good innings from him. You know, he's come from all over Australia, so he's a first-class cricketer. You know, I give him all the credits. You know.
Wonderful knock indeed by him. Are you playing one shot today?
No.
But you're playing?
Yeah, I'm playing.
Okay, good. Just having fun with him. And of course, Jagjit, I looked at you the other day and you were ready to go from ball one. You didn't hold back against Fidel Edwards.
Yeah, we the bat first now. So the last game we went with when we have bat first, right? So we stopped to other team to chase. So we win. So same plan we have today. So very good plan. So then yeah, we go with the bat and we make some 170, 160 we target, right? So we make it. Then yeah, then we do our best.
Tell me a little bit about Mark Dial.
Yeah, Mark Dial, he in the good form. So he's he fully confident, right? So he will do the good today. So
let's wish him and all the best to all the guys. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, the news from pitch side. In fact, this guy has just joined me. Where did he come from? The chairman is here as well. Mark, as you're here, 4 days so far, your thoughts on how things have progressed?
It's very good. I've been watching the game from the MAQ TV, and most of them, teams, is very comparable to each other's, and good players. I'm so happy to see that new talent. Some of them last night is great battings. I seen of them sixes, very tough games actually. Last night you see the Swamp Army and against Punjab Blue, and they was been playing. There was very tidy games. And I seen the wonderful battings for Zishan Qureshi also is my son, but his great hits. I saw him sixes is like must sixes is great opportunity for the youngster for Americans. So he's an American, so that will tell you that thing. A US Open is all about Ali Khans and all other players can perform in front of the big players and come back. So the great tournaments going on, and I'm so happy to all the participation teams, owners, and players. And very well behaved and very well performance and cooperating, working as a teamwork. That's why we want to see them and our management doing great jobs. Thank you.
Wonderful indeed. Mark, yesterday one of the sixes that Zishan hit, Mark sent Edgar to get the ball. He hasn't come back as yet. Well, the news, dog, at the pitch side is that the Yankee Royals, they've won the toss and they have decided to bowl first.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Welcome to day number 5 in the 13th edition of the US Open. So here we go. We have the Yankee Royals coming up against BRAMPTON PACERS. The Yankee Royals would have won the toss and elected to field first. Good morning, Denny. Yours truly, Ivor Henry, alongside Denny Archibald.
Thank you, Ivor. Welcome to another day of Cricket Council USA US Cricket Open 2021 version. We have seen a ball already, a very wayward ball from Robin Chaudhry that would have gone for 5 wides. Chadwick Walton on strike, and this ball he chops into the ground, can't score. So things are on the way here in day number 5. We've only had one day which was interrupted by rain. Other than that, we've seen all the games pretty much on schedule, and Yankee Royals and BRAMPTON PACERS, they're all locked in a battle. They're looking for points And both teams locked on 2 points at the moment, so they will be looking to get ahead here as Chadwick Walton, West Indies player, on strike. And he's driving straight up towards the cover area, beats the man and could run away for 4. So that's the first boundary into the second ball of the game. Chadwick Walton driving through the cover, but a bit of sloppy work in the offside allows him to get a boundary, and they're 9 without loss. Take a look.
Yeah, he hit this one into the turf, and for a moment there, I thought the extra cover fielder thought it was a catch, but it was a bump ball. But he should have done more with that. He didn't get his body behind it, and he paid the price, and his team paid the price, in which 4 runs was being realized from that shot.
Might have been Dane Johnson not backing up the bowler. Sometimes your bowling unit is as good as your fielding, and Robin Chaudhry would be not impressed with that bit of fielding performance. Walton picks up another run as he's driving straight up towards the mid-off. Score goes up to 10 in just the first over, Ivor Henry.
Yes, indeed. Well, I know all Nivisions and Kiddishan is going to be interested in this match because we have the local boy, Colin Archibald. He's in the lineup. You know, he was a member of the winning team, the St. Kitts Nevis Patriots in the CPL. So he'll be on display in this team. I'm sure he's in the final 11.
So Jagjit Randhawa gets into strike. He's out leg before wicket. Golden duck for Randhawa. First ball. And I think that looks very plumb. Ivor Henry will take a look at that.
Yeah, it looks pretty adjacent from our advantage point. Goes in, yes, and hits him dead in front. Umpire did not hesitate. The batter seemed to be surprised there. So 10 for 1, and maybe it's a good time.
So Randhawa falls early. They're batting at 10 for 1. Brampton Pacer having lost the toss. Look at that. That's a good decision by umpire Aditya Gajar. No problems with that. The batsman, like everything else, seemed very disappointed. And so the first wicket goes down, that of Randhawa. He goes without scoring. He gets the first ball as Mark Dial walks to the middle.
Yes, Mark Dial last year would have dominated things here. I could remember him receiving at least 3 Man of the Match awards here for his showcasing his ways. That one pitch between wicket and wicket, bowler bowling left arm over the wicket. For some strange reason, he may have thought that ball was pitched outside the line of the leg stump. That's the only thing that could have saved him.
Yes, Ivor Henry, you might be right on that. Might have been left arm bowler coming over the wicket. Might have probably caused a little bit of doubt, but other than that, he's been given out. So Mark Dial comes to the middle. And one of the things as a batsman, when you bat at number 3, even number 4, you never know, you could be walking to the crease just in the first over of a match or in the second ball of a match. As in this case, Mark Dial comes in with just about a couple of balls left in the first over. So essentially, is he an opener?
In terms of overs and where the match is situated, but in the scorebook, he's going to mark he is the number 3 batter.
So he's a top player, Mark Dial. Complete all-rounder. These days, he plies his trade certainly in the CPL, has been part of the CPL circuit for some time. And he's a quality player. Got 16 and 40 in the series so far, so he's gotten a big one, but they'll need a good score from him today, Brampton Pacers.
This time he's working this one off the pads, getting off the mark. No, this is his second one. No, his first one. Yes, gets off the mark. And at the end of the over, it is 11 for 1. Yeah, just want to give a big shout out there to the president of the Nevis Cricket Association, Mr. Carlisle Powell, former West Indies administrator. Good morning, sir. I know he's linked, he's tuning in, and he's going to be following every ball of this match and I'm sure of the tournament. So, good morning by extension to St. Kitts and Nevis.
So Burhan Saeed has been given the ball, and he goes by the name of Starkey, and that is because he bowls left arm fast, and he comes, well, might have been behind the Australian bowler Mitchell Stark. So here he comes in to bowl to Mark Dial, and Dial doesn't time it well, but get a quick single into the offside, and that brings Chadwick Walton, the West Indies player, the CPL player, a player that has been plying his trade in the US, and this is not his first US Open.
Not at all. Yes, this time Markdale did enough to get a single. It was not timed properly, but at least good running between the sticks, good understanding between these two. Experienced Chadwick Walton. Much is expected of him in this game, especially having to see his partner would have gone for Golden Duck early this morning.
So Chadwick Walton in this series would have scored 18 and 79. And the fact is 79 does hold up pretty well. We saw Gajanan Singh getting 79 not out yesterday. Walton gets a good ball. A bit of an appeal here from Burhan Saeed. Clearly sliding down the leg side. In fact, would have come off the bat. So the umpires are Mangesh Rani. Look at that. A bit of an appeal, but umpire Mangesh Rani ruling that the ball came off the bat. So no harm done there. They're batting one down for 13 on the board.
Yes, well, you know, one wicket always brings two, so they're in hopes of getting another early wicket and getting one of these two batters. I think they'll feel like they're going to be on top of things. Presently, 13 for 1.
Burhan Saeed from the far end. Nibble at one that goes outside the off stump to Das, the keeper. And the score remains at 13 for 1. And just to round up some of the highest individual score in the series so far. So we saw an 83 from Nitesh Kumar out of Canada, the Canadian international. We saw Gajanan Singh getting 79 yesterday, not out. We also saw Chadwick Walton a couple of days ago. He scored 79. And Bilal Qureshi. Pulled into the onside, and it's gone a long way. First boundary, in fact, first 6 of the match, second boundary of the game, and it comes off the bat of Mark Dial. That's a lovely shot for 6.
Yes, indeed. It was meat and drink for him. At least he would have left the playing area with that. Here it is. He swivels. Everything was right about it. There she goes.
So another 6 here at the US Open. We'll have to try to tally all the 6s maybe for the next game and try to see where we are, but smashed into the onside. Easy picking there for Mark Dial. Trying to go through the onside. Better ball here from Burhan Saeed. He's given up 8 in the over so far.
Good comeback delivery, having been struck for a magnificent 6 over the deep mid wicket. There was a man stationed there. He thought he was in business for a moment, but he gave up on that very, very quickly because that was high and way beyond his reach.
So Mark Dial, certainly by now everyone should know, son of Dio Narain Dial. Dio Narain Dial would have played first-class cricket for Trinidad and Tobago, so the son has certainly followed in good footsteps. Beats the man and couldn't run away towards the backward square area. Robin Chaudhry is a diving fielder, and now they come back for 3 runs. The ball turned into the onside. Good effort there from Robin Chaudhry, but a very fast outfield here.
Yes, indeed. As over number 2 comes to an end, it's 22 for 1. Another 11 from that over.
MAQ Group is a real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information visit macgroup.com.
Well, now you have had your Mad Hatter Tay. I think it's back to cricket here. But if you're into real estate, the macgroup.com, that's the place to browse on the internet. You're not missing any cricket here, as you can see on screen. They're trying to move the side screen below us. You're not seeing that on screen, but the umpire, that's his instructions. Dial says with Saeed going over the wicket, he needs to get that side screen behind him.
So Robin Chaudhry returns. First of all, would have gone for 11, picked up the wicket of Randhawa, turned into the onside. More runs here from Mark Dial, and they're going to come back for a couple of runs. He is batting extremely well, Mark Dial, playing shots all around the ground. We saw a massive pull into the onside not too long ago, but this one is a shot of elegance. I'm surprised a little bit more former push, he would have raced away for 4.
Yeah, he's looking good now. We would have seen that one stroke in the offside. He didn't time, they didn't look the part, but now he's becoming easy in the eyes.
So Mark Dial in this season has picked up 16 and 40. So just like Chadwick Walton, he's had a big innings and he's had one in the teens. Robin Chaudhry, a better ball, and the score remains at 24 for 1. They have lost the wicket of Randhawa, who was legged before first ball he faced first ball he faced from Robin Chaudhry. And since then, we have seen a nice little partnership developing here. 14 so far. Yankee Royals would have won the toss, and they have elected to bowl. The Yankee Royals, for your information, comes out of New York, captained by Sushanta Ghosh, a man who has done some cricket promotion in the New York area. Steered into the offside. More runs here, using the pace of the ball. And Mark Dial picks up a couple more. That's a lovely shot into the offside.
Yeah, just a gentle push, all timing, and ball going downhill. But good bit of feeling in the end. 2 men converged on it and prevented the batsman from thinking about taking a third. So Chaudhry started very erratic with 5 wides, but in that very same over, he would have struck gold.
So the Royal brand, a popular one in New York City. Sushanta Ghosh would have been part of the Royal Premier League, runs that league. So big appeal, ball clearly going down the leg side, but the Royal brand, Ivor Henry, has been quite foremost in the New York City area a couple of years ago with something called the Royal Premier League, headed and run by Ghosh. And so the boys from New York City are in attendance here, the likes of Robin Chaudhry, the man bowling here. I remember last year in the exhibition series of the minor league, he was part of the New York Empire State Titans franchise. Big flash here from Mark Dial. A little bit pace on the ball. Good carry, good bounce. And it goes through to the wicketkeeper Das.
Yeah, that was an effort delivery there. But it had a waft at it. But there's a third man in place, a top edge. The third man might have been in business, so Dial, a loose stroke there on that occasion. But all is well that ends well.
So this was gone for 4. Couple of nice push drive from Mark Dial. So not at all a bad over. Oh, that's a good ball. Good surprise delivery from Robin Chaudhry. May have surprised Mark Dial, not getting hold of the intended shot, but he picks up a couple of runs. But you've got to give that little bit of minor triumph there to Robin Chaudhry. So 3 overs gone, 28 for 1. Take a look.
Yes, you can see that was an effort delivery right there. The quickest one of the morning. And he took Dial by surprise there. He swiveled at it, got some willow onto it, just over the fine leg that is up in the circle. And they got themselves, 2 runs, I think? Yes, indeed. So the end of over number 3.
MAQ Group is the real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information visit macgroup.com.
So there you have it. You're looking for houses to buy, sell, or rent. MacGroupUSA.com. That's the place to be.
So Borhan Saeed, Starkey continues. And ball driven into the onside from Chadwick Walton. Gosh is giving chase. And good save there by the man. Saved the boundary. They come back for 3. And so another good looking shot here from the Brampton Pacers batsman, this time in the form of Chadwick Walton. So good work done there by Jamil Morgan.
Yes, I think the soccer scouts are out. They'll be looking for a guy who would have saved the goal there just before it crossed the goal line. He would have got a big size 12 boot on it.
Speaking of soccer, this ground is also used for football or soccer, whatever you call it. Not timed well here by Mark Dial. Can't score. And so the score remains at 31 for 1. Brampton Pacers and Yankee Royals. And Brampton Pacers, as the name suggests, Ivor Henry comes out of Toronto, Canada. And of course, Yankee Royals comes out of New York. And that's one of the things with this tournament in time. We've seen global exchanges. We've seen exchanges between teams from different states. And certainly today you can say it's a New York versus Toronto clash. Easy single there from Mark Dial. Pushes the partnership up to 22. And it's 32 for 1.
Yes, Mark Dial goes to 18 from 15. He's outscored Walton, who's been there at the top of the inning. Walton there on 9 from 5. But you can almost say that they've started together, because one delivery would have brought success. Ramdawa. He was gone leg before first delivery he received.
So this has been a very good over here from Borhan Saeed so far. We've only seen 5 runs off the over in 4 balls. So relative to way things have gone, the current run rate is 9 and over. So he's gone for just 5 in this over. He's made a good comeback. Mark Dial and Chadwick Walton, they're quality batters. So if as a bowler you can still restrict these batsmen from scoring 5 or 6 runs and over, Ivor Henry, I think you're doing a very good job.
Yes, indeed. It's early in the morning. I mean, people would have had a good night's rest. I'm sure these two teams looking for win number 2.
So flicked into the onside. More runs there for Mark Dial, running up towards the mid-wicket boundary, and in fact it crosses the rope now. And that's another 4 from the left-hander. He picks up a 4 and a 6 in his way so far. It's 37 for 1.
Yes, Mark Dial would have played a good shot. It was aerial, but he was at no time he was in trouble of getting out. The fielder chased all the way to the boundary, but just to retrieve beyond the boundary. 37 for 1.
So Dial looks pretty good. Chadwick Walton has been relatively quiet so far, but we know he can turn it on if given the opportunity. And so far this over's gone for 9. Oh, sliding down the leg side. Haladar Das makes a very good take. And may have touched something on the way through. No wide from the umpire. And so that completes over number 4. It's 37 for 1.
MAQ Group is the real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information visit macgroup.com.
It's early in the morning, but it's a bit humid. I have to say welcome to sunny South Florida by name and nature. You have some clouds hanging around, but I don't think there's going to be any immediate threat of rain. We have had all 3 good days. The first day was pretty much a wash. We had 1 game aborted, but that game was being replayed on the outer field.
So Robin Chaudhry will continue 2 overs, no made 1 for 17. And so we've got Robin here. Where are the 2 batsmen? So Chadwick Walton, very quality player. I remember a couple of CPLs ago, Ivor Henry had an outstanding couple of years in the CPL. Might have been 2017, 2018. But he's a quality batsman. Comes out of Jamaica, of course. And waits for Robin Chaudhry. And Chaudhry bowls a good delivery here. Not timed well here from Chadwick Walton.
Yes, getting the bottom inner portion of the bat. Came back towards the bowler. I guess he would have wanted to play that through the offside. There's no one beyond the 30-yard circle on the offside. All men are up except for the 3rd man that's behind of him.
And Chadwick Walton would have had a brief chance at the international level for the West Indies. Pulled into the onside. Fielder comes in, settles and takes the catch. It appears to be Salik Iqbal. Well judged catch. Came in, had to position himself and into the chest area. That's good way to catch. Salik Iqbal executes a well judged catch, and Chadwick Walton has to go.
Yeah, that one hitting high on the bat and was well judged. He came in, settled himself, and took it comfortable. Made it look easy peasy. That one again was rising on the batsman, getting it high up on the bat, and instead of going through the offside, he decided to pull, and it always happened. Only 2 men can be outside of the 30-yard circle in the power play, and he picked out one of the 2. So Chaudhry is in business, and he's the man who's been taking the wickets. So he's 2 for 17 at this time, and he's in his 3rd over. So they're making early inroads into the BRAMPTON PACERS, and that's a good wicket to get.
So Harsh Thakur comes to the middle. He comes in here at 37 for 2. Pulled into the onside. Salik Iqbal came in. A well-judged catch. He had to run some ways, but positioned himself and got the ball into a good catching position. And so Harsh Thakur comes to the middle. Mark Dial is on 22. And BRAMPTON Pacers haven't been sent in. They're batting at 37 for 2, as you can see that on your screen. They're going at 8.5 and over. And Robin Chaudhry would have picked up both wickets so far. Oh, driving well. Finds the gap. A big chase here for Dane Johnson. And that's a battle he will lose. The ball is, in fact, Jamil Morgan, the fielder. And that's a classic drive through the offside. What a shot from Harsh Thakur. Look at that.
Yeah, he's not waiting. First ball up, and he's saying, I'm going to stroke this one a good looking and a proper cricketing shot. As we described, the field did not change. All the men in front of the bat are up inside the 30-yard circle. So anything going past them, which is well timed, he would reward, as we would have just realized.
And a ground like this will certainly give you full value for those push shot. Oh, good delivery we've seen. And that's one of the things we've seen with Robin Chaudhry. He does have a surprise ball. When he hits the deck, the ball climbs. We saw one not too long ago towards Mark Dial that surprised Mark Dial. And even the dismissal there by Chadwick Walton, that ball may have come on to Chadwick Walton a little quicker than he thought, and not getting hold of the pull shot into the hands of Salik Iqbal. So Robin Chaudhry does have a bit of surprise element in his bowling.
Yes, indeed. There was a good comeback after being struck for that beautiful 4, and he is again with 2 dots on the trot. And I'm saying I have to give the curator some good credit. The wicket is lively this morning.
So that's Milton and the crew.
Yeah, Milton Taylor.
So Robin Chaudhry and along with Boran Saeed, they call him Mitchell Stark, has gone quite steady so far, and they've gone uninterrupted so far. So final ball here, and ball cracked through the offside. 4 written all over that one, No man move except Jamil Morgan, who will have to retrieve the ball. A lovely shot from Harsh Thakkar. Is 45 for 2, 5 overs gone. Commentary change. Vinod and Sasha comes in with the score of 45 for 2.
Yeah, shot of the day, shot of the morning. My word, that was glorious.
MAQ Group is the real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information visit
Good morning, Sasha.
macgroup.com.
Well, we're back here, and I disagree with Ivor. I think that the pitch, I want to agree to a certain point. The pitch is playing well. The head curator is good, but I guess you have to give credit to the guys who pull the covers off. You see, there's an art in pulling that cover.
You would know all about it, wouldn't you?
Well, it's 45 for 2 after 5. A good start here in terms of runs, but they've lost 2 wickets in the power play. Dayal is on 22 of 17, and Harsh Thakkar is on 8. Dayal from Trinidad and Tobago. He plays for the St. Lucia Kings in the CPL, and he flew from Abu Dhabi to Miami for this tournament. So here's Dane Johnson. Dayal hits this down the ground. Does it have the legs? No. It pulls up just before the ropes.
That was a lovely shot there from Dayal. As you said, he has been all over the world this year playing in different franchise leagues, and I'm sure he'll be very pleased to be back here in sunny Florida. A little bit of cloud in the sky, going to have a bit of overcast periods of the day followed by sun, as you can see, so it's going to be interesting to see how it plays.
Yeah, that will have a factor to play, but for the moment the clouds are high, and that's a good sign. I'm looking for the wind. Once the wind blows from the east, we should be fine, and that is exactly what is happening. The flags are fluttering there in the wind, so I think we should be okay. I'm no weatherman, but my experience will tell me that. There's one light is on one of the lighting towers.
Oh yeah. All right. I wonder why that's managed to stay on. And that's a lovely shot there from Dayal. And has that gone all the way? That looked like it hit the rope. That's it. No, sorry. Just before the umpire signals a 4, but lovely shot there from Dayal off Johnson's.
Let's look at it. Johnson giving him too much room, and of course it was well pitched up right in the arc, and a deliberate shot. Dayal getting underneath that one, lifting it over the infield, and that's the result. So he has to be careful here, Johnson. He's a good bowler. It's a slow delivery. Dayal hits it down the ground. He's in trouble, and he's dropped. That catch should have been taken. Dayal is a dangerous batsman, and the slower ball by Dane Johnson. Excellent bowling there. It was a slow ball. Dayal was through the shot too early because of that fact, and it spooned in the air. The fielder just could not complete the assignment.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much that cost the Yankee Royals in terms of runs from Dayal. Currently 30 off 21 as Johnson comes in for ball number 5 off his first over. That's not quite the right line down the leg side, but he's managed to get away with it. Dayal got a little bit onto it, and no wide ball called, so a dot ball.
One delivery to go for the power play, and it's going to be Dane Johnson to bowl that to Dayal. Dayal is on 30. He's the form batsman on this team. He whips it away, 1 bounce, probably 2 bounces down to long on. It's the end of the power play, 54 for 2. That represents a good power play.
Yeah, a 50 is pretty good for the power play. It's probably about average score. So, as you said, 54 for 2 after the power play. And Johnson 9 off his first over. And we're back, and as we said, after the power play, the Brampton Pacers 54 for 2, Mark Dial 31 off 23, Harsh Thacker 8 off 4. I would say it's pretty even at the moment. Around 50 and 60 has been probably the average score in the power play. We did see a record this year, the 13th edition of the US Open, a score of 93 for no loss in the power play, which was absolutely massive. But as we say, 54, not a bad start. It's the 2 wickets the Pacers will be more concerned about. Important now for both Thacker and Dial. Stay in, get that partnership going, and hopefully get a big score that they can defend when they go into the bowling.
So it's going to be Forrester. Winston Forrester. Let's see how Dial deals with him. He's a good player of spin bowling as well, coming up in Trinidad and Tobago. He was brought up on spinning tracks.
Here he comes for his first delivery, and that sat up nicely for Dial, who has just swiped that across onto the long on boundary for a lovely 4. And that moves the Brampton Pacers up to 58 runs now. Dial 35 off 24. And not the start Forrester would have wanted.
Yeah, he's a dangerous player. He's a dangerous customer. That catch that was not taking off, that chance he offered should have been taken. The place has grown a bit overcast. One hopes the weather keeps away. We've had really good weather after Monday. And even Monday we got in 2 out of the 3 games. What more can you ask for? Dihal drives over the cover into the boundary for 4. He knew exactly where he wanted to hit that, and he got it into the boundary. He continues to plunder this attack.
Lovely shot again from Dial, showing that he can play both on the on and off. Forrester 8 off his first 2 balls. He needs to keep it tight for the remaining 4 as he comes in for ball number 3.
Just easing it behind square, so there's no need to go after every delivery. They're going out at 10 at the moment. So the Brampton Pacers looking to be one of the surprise packets at this tournament. They played last year.
And Thacker takes the strike away from Dial. Forrester changing the angle he's coming in. Let's see what difference that can make. Just making sure the field is exactly where he wants it before coming in for ball number 4. Here he comes now. And that's just pushed away onto the onside. Easy single again. Just rotating the strike nicely, making sure that the Yankee Royals don't get too comfortable or put too much pressure on them. Partnership now of 27 and building nicely. Dial back on strike. He's 40 off 26 so far. Let's see what he can do with this ball.
So the runs continues to come here this morning. sent in to bat. The track looked very good for batting this morning. I saw no issues with Ghost winning the toss and sending them in. I could understand that his team prefers to chase, but it does not mean that there's an advantage this morning. The track is really good. It has been hot and hot from very early on, so it has dried out already. They are just pushing on the offside, looking to get up to that half century, and it's the end of the over.
MAQ Group is the real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information visit maqgroup.com.
And we're back for the 8th over here. Brampton Pacers 66 for 2 so far and going along nicely. Here comes Johnson for his first ball of the second over, and it's going to be a wide. He's going to have to bowl that one again.
So Taka has been a mere spectator out there, while Dial has been smashing the ball to all parts of the ground. Dial is a very good batsman, and he's showing that here this morning.
Here comes Johnson, ball number 2, and Taka just plays it straight back to him. A little stop on the ankle and a dot ball, making up for the wide delivery to start.
How was your night, Sasha?
Had a lovely time, thank you. It was always enjoyable to watch you guys put the covers on to make sure the pitch is looking fresh for day 5 of the US Open. And here comes Johnson again and again, just played back to him. Taka just taking his time a little bit here. 67 for 2 off 7.2 overs. And as you say, Dial has been the one smashing it around a bit, so Taka just needs to stay there with him to make sure that he gives him the freedom to do so.
So he's doing the right thing. He's rotating the strike whilst Dial is going. Let him go. And we're seeing a good partnership developing between these two. Good understanding in running between the crease. That's the captain there goes. Yeah, so it was reported to me that you were last seen walking around the car park at around 2:10 a.m. this morning looking for a non-existent vehicle.
Here comes Johnson again, and that is also going to be a wide ball. Not quite getting his line right here for Dial, who is 42 off 28 and going along nicely.
Did you guys find the vehicle?
It's still somewhere around and about, but we have no idea where it is.
And the search continues at Central Broad Regional Park. It's a shot, pulled away. It was close to him. He was not in control, and the catch taken down behind square. It was too close to him to play the shot, and he is out. So Mark Dial goes for 42 of 28. Let's look at it again. Johnson, as I said before, is a good bowler. This delivery, it started outside the leg stump, and it was swinging across him. He got a good bit of the bat on it, but it was too close to him to play the shot, and he goes. So that's a big, big breakthrough there for the Brampton Pacers.
Yes.
For the Yankee Royals.
It was a good catch in the end. Fielder in the deep, managing to take the catch, rolling around and keeping it in his hands. Sometimes when the fielders fall to the ground, the ball can be dislodged in the hands, but he managed to hold on nicely to it, and they've got the danger band. Dial out for 42, and Paul Palmer is the new man to the crease. Taka was taking his time a little bit while Dial was letting loose a bit more, but will be interesting Now he's the more experienced batter at the crease to see whether he takes on the role that Dial was playing, and Paul Palmer has a little bit of time just to get his eye in. And breakthrough by Dane Johnson, 1 for 12 off his 1.4 overs. 2 to go in the 8th over here. Brampton Pacers 69 for 3.
Yeah, that breakthrough will slow things down a bit because Dial was going at a good clip. So that is one way to stop a batsman on fire or a team pushing ahead with their run rate. You take wickets and you just cool the tempo. The new batsman will have to take a few deliveries to get going. And once he gets going, if you can get him dismissed, well, then the cycle continues.
Exactly right. Last ball of Johnson's over. Here he comes running into Paul Palmer, the new man at the crease, and just manages to get bat on ball. And they run through for a single. No, misfield. Well, overthrow, and they run through for 2. Quick thinking by the batters there, managing to take advantage of that overthrow. The man backing up was just too far back for them to prevent the second. And ended the over 71 for 3.
Not a bad over at all there by Johnson.
And Captain Gosh takes the ball for the 9th over. Brampton Pacers currently 71 for 3. And Gosh with the ball here. Let's see what he does with his first ball. And Taka just pushes it away onto the leg side and gets an easy single there. Brampton Pacers going along nicely at the moment. The wickets will be the thing slowing them down. 3 wickets gone. And Mark Dial, the big wicket, left for 42 runs. So Paul Palmer taking his place, and he is facing Gosh now, who has gone for 1 off his first ball. And again, nicely pushed away for another single. So Gosh going well so far, just 2 from his first 2 balls. Partnership moves on to 4.
Gosh. Tosses these balls so tantalizingly in the air. And, you want to hit him so hard. And this is how he gets his success, because I think the batsmen are so preoccupied by hitting him very hard that sometimes they miss the ball, they get stumped, they miss hit as well. That's a good shot down the ground. That'll go all the way for 4.
Yeah, that was hit straight as an arrow, back past Gosh, and both the men out here in the deep couldn't quite get there. And a lovely 4 from Paul Palmer, who has moved on to 7 off his 4 deliveries. Let's watch that again. Yeah, that's a lovely shot. Umpire just making sure he wasn't in the way of that. And let's see what Gosh can do now after that 4. Wide ball called. He's going to have to do that again. That ball just played onto the offside for a dot. So a good comeback there from Gosh. And here he comes for his last ball of his first over. And looks like they're going to push through for a single.
So at the end of 9, 80 for 3.
MAQ Group is a real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information visit maqgroup.com.
Brampton Pacers 80 for 3 at the moment after 9 overs. Partnership moving on to double figures. We're at 11 so far. Paul Palmer, the man facing, is 8 from 6, and Harsh Thakur, the man at the non-striker's end, 12 for 10. And here we go. That ball was on the leg side and gets pushed down to the fine leg area. And they get a single there. Bilal Qureshi, the man with the ball, one off his first delivery. Brampton Pacers 81 for 3. Nearly at the halfway stage here. Current run rate of 8.8. Ball number 2 from Qureshi. And he's going to get a dot. It's tight bowling so far. Just keeping the Brampton Pacers moving at a slower pace than they probably would have liked, but as I say, not quite at the halfway stage yet. And that again was going down the leg, and it's going to race away to the boundary, is it? Or is someone going to make it? They are. Slightly slower outfield at the moment, as it always is in the morning as we wait for the sun to bake down onto the pitch. But good running there from the Brampton Pacers, and they get 3 from it.
MAQ Group is a real estate.
And just a single from the 4th ball of the over. 4 from it so far. Managed to say a quick hello to Qureshi this morning. We had a chat again about the Ashes, you know, just keeping each other up to date. And I woke up a happy woman this morning. England weren't all out again. No, not yet. You need to help us next time. And Qureshi in for ball number 5 of his first over. And that is struck nicely, and that's gone for 6.
He doesn't have the pace to trouble these guys, so he has to watch them. And with that, yeah, it was Paul Palmer just hitting him down the ground. Over pitch, in the air, good man. As simple as that.
Lovely shot from Palmer there, and he's taken Dayal's role. And last ball of the over, and it's going to be a wide. So, not last ball of the over, we go again.
So far in this over, we've got 10 runs. We started with 2 dot balls. We're going to hit the delivery to a right-hander. This is full delivery. Palmer will be disappointed that he didn't try, come forward with the transfer the week onto that front foot and try to get through the covers. It's the end of 10, and they're going to have a change of the commentary team. The commentary. Ivor Henry is bringing his brother.
State investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information visit maqgroup.com.
Welcome back, Lenny, and you've been greeted with an almighty 6 over long on. And Harsh is getting a little harsh here. At this time, he's moved to 19 from 12. He's used his feet nicely there to that one.
Yeah, they've gone quickly up to 97 for 3. We are in the 11th over. The captain Gosh into the attack. And we've seen a very good partnership here from the pair out in the middle, some 29 runs partnership. And you look at your screen here, Mark Dial, he contributed 42, but he's gone. And now the job is left to Harsh Thakkar, who's batted well. Paul Palmer, a youngster who has played at the first class level, who could get a couple of runs here. Not timed well, but he gets a very good tick inside edge that runs up towards the backward square area. And now they come back for what is regarded the third runs, and that will bring up the 100, I suppose. And so 100 on the board. 100 here for the Brampton Pacer, beyond the 100 by 1.
Yes, 101 for 3. Harsh goes up to 20 from 13, and Paul Palmer is on 20 from 12. So some recovery work is being done by these two after the dismissal of DL for 42.
So under pressure here is Sushanta Ghosh. As Harsh Thakkar, he's batted well, ball pulled into the onside, will only get a single. And so the pressure will be on certainly the bowlers coming from Ghosh and Otter here as we get into the last 55 balls or so of the inning. Brampton Pacers, they've won one, they've lost one. And similar situation into the offside. Gone a long way over extra cover. And off the bat of Paul Palmer. He might be a small man, but he has a big hit in his hand. That's gone for a massive 6.
Yet here it is. And of course, he was wide of the mark, and he stretched for it and got all of it and went inside out for an extra cover hit for 6. Another US Open maximum.
So Paul Palmer getting another big shot up to Rizwan Mazar. And that could complete the over. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe one ball remaining. In fact, it's the end of the over. And so 11 gone. It's 109 for 3. So there you look at what has happened here today. Mark Dial stands out at 42. Batted well. But Harsh Thakkar on 21, Paul Palmer on 27. A partnership of 40 so far. And you look at that, it's 109 for 3. And here's the bowling card. We've seen a couple of strikes from Robin Chaudhary earlier on, but since then we're beginning to see bat dominating ball. Ivor Henry, 109 yes. For 3, 11 gone.
Yeah, well, Dwayne Johnson chiming in there with a wicket, 1 for 14. So he also goes into the wicket column.
So Bilal Qureshi will continue. In fact, we'll have to pick up the bowler here. Is it Bilal? But a good partnership by Harsh Thakkar and Paul Palmer. And this appears to be Usman Ashraf. So Usman Ashraf, the right arm leggy. And Usman Ashraf would have had a brief stint at the US national level. He's a quality bowler. And he's a good batsman too. So he comes in here at over number 12. And still 54 balls more to be bowled, Ivor Henry.
Yeah, some 18 runs coming from that last over. So some redemption here is needed from this over. You know, bowlers, bowls in pairs as well as batters bat in pairs. So we have to pull this one back. The Yankee Royals.
So the ball nudged into the onside by Paul Palmer. And he's a quality player, young player. And these are the players that someday perhaps Ivor Henry, if they can harness that potential and talent, could be playing for the West Indies in years to come. But Paul Palmer, he's an attractive youngster. And so far he's looked well. He's up to 28. Look at that on the scoreboard from just 15 balls.
Yeah, he's looked good. He's looked the part. And he bang into the offside. But there's coverage in the outfield. Cover sweeper comes in and rifles the throw back into the wicket keeper. The Nelson is on the board. 1-1-1. Do you stand on one leg? Yes. Should see Lenny doing the jig and the jag. Standing on that one leg.
So 157 sixes has been struck in the series so far. Usman Ashraf. Ball does not time here by Paul Palmer.
Yeah,
the partnership is up to 42. This is a very good one. We've seen a couple of big partnership in the innings so far. In fact, the one with Paul Palmer and Harsh Thakkar is valued at 42. And a chance of a run out here, perhaps the wrong end, but in the end, it's just a dot ball. But just coming back to the partnership, the 32-run partnership between Mark Dial and Harsh Thakkar was also a very important one.
Well, 2 singles and 2 dots, so they're hunting in pairs. And a hat-trick of dots. Oh, these are wide. I thought he would have touched him along the way. So we're doing it in pairs, so we're going to have 2 wides in a row.
So Usman Ashraf, Paul Palmer, that's a good bit of deflection. Could get runs here. Rizwan Mazar is on the charge. And they come back for a couple of runs. Good batting here from Paul Palmer.
Which take the total on to 114 for 3, 11.5 overs, partnership of 45. Tucker is on 22, Palmer is on 30. He's on strike.
So we've got 49 balls remaining, make that 48 now. And so we come to the time. That's the completion of over number 12. And when I come back, I'll ask Ivor Henry to make his prediction on a score. That's his favorite part of commentary. It's 114 for 3.
Well, Lenny has put me on the spot. We have all of 8 overs to go. It's early prediction. A lot of wickets in the hut. The least amount of run they can get from here on in. Let's see. I'm going to do a quick calculation in my head. 176 is on the cards.
So Jamil Morgan has been given the ball. And he comes in here with a prediction of a projected score by Ivor Henry of what? 175?
Yes.
175. So, well, 48 balls remaining. And Ivor Henry, you're calling scores that have held up pretty well in this series for teams batting first. 170, we saw 170, 160. You seem to be in safe zone. But what we have seen also, the ones 155 have not held up well. Jamil Morgan comes into the attack. And Thakkar picks up another single out on to the onside. And things are on the way here in the 13th over.
Yes, indeed. This one was played gently onto the offside. They just ambles through single. This is where they want to preserve the wickets for the party happy hour. Maybe about the 17th over or so. So good batting between these two.
Yeah, 46-run partnership. We've seen a second big one so far. So Jamil Morgan to Palmer, pulled into the onside, protection there, and only a single. The young man continues to bat well. Are you impressed with the batting so far from Paul Palmer?
Yes, indeed. These left-handers, they always look so pretty when they bat. Easy in the eyes. I like that. Dale was looking good. He missed time a few while he was at the crease, but overall, the left-handers has really come to the party.
So if you trying to catch up with some of the big scores, the highest individual scores in the tournament so far, we got some numbers for you. So Nitish Kumar, 83, he stands at the top of the heap. Then we've got 79 each from Gajanan Singh and Chadwick Walton. Gajanan Singh, of course, an undefeated 79. And then Bilal Qureshi, who's playing in this game. He picked up 78. This one is worked into the long on area. And another single here. It's 118 for 3. BRAMPTON PACERS sent in by Yankee Royals. Both teams with similar record. 1 win, 1 loss.
Yes, last year's champion, the Atlanta Palm Bears, they're not in this competition this year. Could you give a reason? Maybe?
So that brings up the 50-run partnership between the pair, and they're going to come back for 2. So make that 51. What a partnership here from the pair out in the middle. And now it's 121, I think it is. We'll confirm that. But a 50-run partnership by Harsh Thakkar and Paul Palmer. So 13 gone.
Yeah, they've repaired whatever little damage may have been caught. This time he's whacking this one into onside. Didn't time it properly. They're thinking too, but they will be flirting with danger. As a good strong throw comes in to the wicketkeeper, 1 bounce. As I was saying, the Atlanta Palm Bear, they featured Chris Gale last year. They won the championship. They're not in this year's competition. Maybe I'll have a word with Kuwaishi at some stage to find out why they were not here. We know it's franchise cricket. It's the biggest in all of this USA. The US Open. So I don't see a reason why they wouldn't want to come to try to win a title back-to-back, as Trinidad and Tobago would have done 2011 and 2012. So we started off, since we have a little break here, we'll say in 2009 we had the Washington Tigers. They were first up, followed by United Chargers, and Trinidad and Tobago in 2011 and 2012 they repeated. 2013 we had the Smart Choice champions. 2014 US Tiger. 2015 we had the all-star winning team. We had a rained out competition, so everyone would have shared that trophy title. What a way to get on the board. We'll finish it after this.
Yes, Ivor, and we'll probably talk some history as you've gone through the list there with a winner's row. But Usman Ashraf will continue. And a ball that is outside the off stump, punched away nicely here by Harsh Thakkar. And this partnership continued to blossom. It's gone up to 53 so far. But here are some names that, if you've been around US Open for long enough, names that will certainly ring a bell to your memory. So some of the winningest captain of the US Open over the years has to be a fellow by the name of Najav Shah. Najav Shah would have won the US Open playing for US All-Stars. He would have won the US Open a couple of times with Somerset Cavaliers, and would have been in final for another 2 times. In fact, one of the times when California Bears took the championship there. Another name very synonymous, and this one is pulled into the onside. Look at that, Paul Palmer on the charge, pulled into the vacant area, and that's gone away for another boundary.
Yeah, he was just about 5 meters away from the field on the boundary, and he could not have catch up with it because he was hit with some venom, as you can see on your screen. To no avail.
Yeah, lovely shot from Paul Palmer. He looks to be in tip-top form. He's batted impressively well. Ball chopped into the offside. Not time, but they're going to scamper through for 1. Good running, and as always when we try to discuss something, there's always a bit of interruption. But here's another name that is quite a success story. Shazam Babwa. Shazam Babwa would have won it a couple of times with the Trinidad and Tobago team, and then he may have come back with might have been Smart Choice if I remember correctly, or the Atlanta Fire. And this one is getting an edge, running up towards the fine leg, the third man boundary. And they come back for a couple of runs. Another name, Adrian Ali, while he wouldn't have captained teams, but he would have been part of several teams. A couple of times with the Trinidad and Tobago team, 1 time with the US Tigers, and just a couple of years ago with the California Bears. So these men, Steve Messiah out of New York, would have had some early wins with United Chargers. Smashed into the onside, down the ground, and that is gone for maximum number 158 in the series off the bat of Harsh Thakkar. It's 135 for 3.
Yeah, that's a good looking shot. He picked his spot and got it beyond the playing area, and it was in no doubt that would have been 6 on any ground. It was well timed, straight bat, and You can see a happy camper over there. I guess a supporter of the BRAMPTON PACERS. He was jumping for joy. He enjoyed that one.
Yes, Ivor Henry. So just to finish up, we are talking about some of the guys who have been on winning teams quite regularly. Adrian Ali, Shazam Baba, Najaf Shaw, Steve Messiah. Another name probably will come to mind. E. Banks. E. Banks would have been with the Atlanta Paramveers. He's been with the California Bears. So those are players and captain. But Najaf Shaw probably holds the record as most appearance as a successful captain. This one is driven straight down the ground here from Paul Palmer. As the good batting continues from him, a partnership of 67 between the pair. And I'll tell you how many balls. 67 from 40 balls.
Yeah, that's good going. I'll continue here with 2016. The winner would have been the US All-Stars. They would have got on the board. And 2017, we have the Somerset Cavaliers. California Bears in 2018. 2019, we would have had Somerset Cavaliers. Last year, in the pandemic year, we would have had Atlanta Paramveers.
And the surprising thing about Najaf Shaw, as in the case of him, he has led several sides, US All-Stars. He's been a part of Cavaliers for some times. And I remember one year he captained some team else, and there's always, when you're on commentary, your memory, you go through what you call brain freeze sometimes. But I'm pretty sure I'll pick that up. Paul Palmer picks up another run. He has batted well, Paul Palmer. He's up to 38, as you can see on your screen. In fact, 39 from 26 balls. We've got 33 balls remaining, and they're going at 9.5 runs and over.
Well, I can tell you now, I have to recalculate because this 165 that's just a minimum.
So Jamil Morgan and goes sliding down the leg side. Umpire Aditya Gajar doing some arm exercise. The two umpires are Aditya Gajar and Mangesh Rani. Aditya Gajar, I think, comes out of the Atlanta region. And Mangesh Rani, I've met him several times in DC. So I would want to think he lives there. Oh, it comes down the track. Harsh Takar, and that's gone straight down the ground, just under the commentary box. And that's gone for another massive 6 number 159 in the series. It's 149 for 3.
Yeah, he used his feet well there. He seemed like a ballet dancer, and by the time he would have swung, he got to the pitch of it and hit an almighty blow. It was coming towards us.
So the partnership has gone up to 76, and we have not kept every single partnership. This one slides down the leg side, but you'd have to think that 77 ranks very high in the top list of some of the partnership in this series.
Yes, I would think so. Count one with 9 and hovering around 10. So could we see the first 200 on the board? They've been sent into bat.
So 11 runs off this over so far. Straight again to mid-off. In trouble? Well, not at all. He goes for 6. So the fielder got some play onto the ball, ran out of space. And in the end, that has gone for another massive 6 off the bat of Harsh Takar. Brings up to 150. It's 152 for 3. So a bit of work there by the fielder. Wasn't able to hold on. And Harsh Takar picks up another boundary. 17 off this over. And look at that. Through the offside. We'll only get a single as the deep cover fielder is engaged. And so that completes over number 15. So 15 gone. It's 153 for 3. When we come back to start over number 16, I'll be joined by Sasha Crace. And the cricket will continue. 153 for 3.
MAQ Group is the real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information, visit maqgroup.com.
Yeah, so we're back. It's 153 for the loss of 3, 5 overs to go. Is it fair to say, Sasha, that Takar has been harsh on the bowlers?
I would agree with that. Harsh by name, harsh by nature.
Yeah. Paul Palmer, 39, the West Indian. And of course, Dean Johnson coming back. So the last over, we had all of 18 runs coming from it. Johnson flicked away, that's 4. 4 goes into the scorebooks again, into Budgie's scorebook. And the score moves along to 161 now? 157.
Yeah, Tucker taking no prisoners here. All the bowlers are getting smacked around, and Johnson coming into the attack is no different. 4 off his first ball, and here he comes again. And that's played nicely down to the wide fine leg boundary, but cover is there and just the single from it.
Is that a good tournament, Hashtaka? It's been consistent. I see your good friend, the cameraman who came in Aussie gear yesterday. Today he has on a broad brimmed hat. I wonder where he tied his horse. 159 for 3. This is down the ground. That should have been 2. Better running would have given them 2 on that occasion. But Palmer, when he reached the striker's end, he just anchored like a palm tree.
Yeah, the cameraman that you just mentioned did promise me that he'd come in England gear today, but I don't seem to see anything on him. I'll have to make sure that I get him to come in tomorrow wearing the England kit.
He's in Western gear. Probably rode in from the west. A partnership of 91 that has revived the hopes of the Pacers. It has placed them in a position where they can score 200 runs. They can be the first team to get 200 runs in this year's tournament, the Pacers.
Johnson coming in for ball number 4, and Paul Palmer didn't really get hold of that and hits it straight back to Johnson. So another dot ball there. Johnson bowling nicely at the moment, 21 off his 2.4 overs and a wicket. Brampton Pacers lost 3 wickets so far. We thought that was going to restrict their total, but they look like they're really flying at the moment, 160 so far.
Well, the current run rate dictates that they will get to 200. And I see no reason why. You have 2 well-set batsmen in there. Harsh Taka, who's on 57, and Paul Palmer, 40.
Last ball of Johnson's 3rd over.
Hasn't done a bad job at all, Johnson.
No, just 8 from it so far. He'll want to make sure that no boundary gets through on this final ball as he comes running in. And that was played nicely onto the offside, but nothing from it. And yeah, good over from Johnson, just the 8 from it.
Yeah, so that's the end of 16, 161 for 3. Dial, it seems ages ago when Dial was dismissed, and his dismissal of 42 would have been noted very keenly in the scorebook of young Budgie, as the score is 161 for 3, partnership of 92. Sasha Crease has been enjoying the Sunshine State
And all it has to offer.
Yep.
Still waiting for my Walmart trip. I hear that's the highlight of Miami.
So you're going to get that because I think your friend is looking for his car. Once he gets his chariot, he will take you across there.
And Robin Chowdhury in for the final over of his 4.
Sits down the ground, muscled away. It's 6. Over pitch delivery by Chowdhury, and all Palmer had to do was to clear the levers, and the result, 6 runs.
Yeah, great start to the over from the Pacers. They move on to 167 for 3, partnership of 98. These guys are looking good at the moment. Palmer, 46, just one swipe away from his 50 as well. But he's not going to get it on this delivery. Thinking about a single, but wisely say, no, stay where you are. And a dot ball. So good recovery there from Chowdhury. If Ivor Henry was in with us, he'd be standing up. Doesn't want to jinx any of the batsmen when they're in the late 40s.
This is powered away down to the sweeper's position on the cover boundary, and that's one more. In fact, they go back for 2. Is that his half century? Yes, Ivor Henry, as you said, would have been standing. Ivor Henry gets very excited with anything that stands. So if he gets an opportunity, he will stand up. 169 for 3. Whipped away through the onside. He should be looking for his half century, and there it is. Paul Palmer, raise your bat.
Yeah, it's been a really good innings from Palmer. He came in for the wicket of Dial. Dial was the danger man. He was out for 42. Palmer came in, and he's played really nicely for his 50. Just 32 deliveries for his half century. 14th half century of the series.
Thanks to our statistician, the man all the way from New York, Leonard Archiba, formerly from Kitty Carville in Guyana.
New York, the city that never sleeps. And Lenny was having issue getting into his room last night, so I hope he managed to get some sleep.
I think he was in his room nestled nicely, because whilst I was at the hotel, he came down in the lobby about 4 times, and each time he had a soft drink in his hand. So I don't know if he has taken pattern from his good friend that's sitting a couple chairs away from him, who loves soft drink. This is muscled away through the covers for 4. The issue here with Chowdhury is one of length more than anything else.
Yeah, 15 off his final over, so he finishes with figures 2 for 36 off his 4 overs.
Right in the slot, 2 for 40 to be exact.
Oh, apologies.
Right in the slot. And they are well on their way to becoming the first team in this year's tournament to score 200.
Yeah, 176 for 3, and that is the end of over number 17.
MAQ Group is the real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information, visit macgroup.com.
So with the 3 overs, I think
If they don't get 200 now, they'll be disappointed, I'd say.
I think the way they're batting to 10 is also on the cards.
Yeah.
Saeed, none for 21.
Especially if these two stay in, they're going to look to really push forward and get, as you say, the biggest total we would have seen in the 13th US Cricket Open.
This takes the edge, and he should be out court. Yep. And this is the difference with Saeed. Saeed is not a bad fast bowler at all. He mixes it up. He took the pace off, and he pushed him wide. He dragged him from his crease wide. And there was Taka looking to drive. He mistimed the ball. It went in the air, and he has left for 61 of 32. Take nothing away from him. It was a very good innings by Taka. He was very harsh on the opposition bowlers.
Yeah, and I should say sorry to him for saying that these two are going to be the ones to go on and get the big total. Probably cursed him there a little bit, but as you say, he's had a fantastic innings, and should be really pleased with the position that he's left that his Brampton Pacers team in as Shamar comes in. Shamar Springer comes in to join Paul Palmer at the crease for the final overs of their innings.
Springer, the former West Indies under 19 player, he plays for Barbados as well, and he'll be looking to hit some lusty blows towards the end. Psychologically, the Royals will be looking to keep them under 200, but this is a massive score, and if the Royals can get up to this, we're in for a treat here.
Saeed 1 for 21 off his 2.2 overs, making sure everyone's in the correct position before he bowls his third ball. I think he's happy with that, and here he comes, bounding in for ball number 3 of his third over.
Down the track, that one is going to fall safely, and they're going to come back for 2. Excellent running. 2 good athletes out there. Excellent running. They go back for 2. And, you know, towards the back end of an innings, we look at boundaries, and we're expecting big hits. But I think good running always has a place in cricket, whether it be at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the innings.
Yeah, exactly. And pushing for 2 puts pressure on both the fielders and the people receiving the ball back at the stumps. And that's Saeed coming in for ball number 4, and it's just pushed away for a single.
Well, it was a good innings by Harsh Thakur, a well-organized batsman. And I looked at him carefully. He never tried to play outside of his comfort zone, except for in the end when he realized his team was in a position of tremendous stability. Then he tried to go for quicker runs, but he played well. He's one of those touch players, and there is a place for touch players in T20 cricket. Bilal Qureshi's out there. He is also another touch player. He got 71 odd. So these guys show us that there is a place for touch cricket as well in the T20 format, and not only those guys who bludgeons the ball. Now, during that innings, he really drove down the ground well, and whilst he was there at the crease, it was all happy driving. He drove well. He was able to also use the pace effectively and deflect as well. So there is place for that. And he got 61 of 32. That's close to 200 strike rate.
Exactly right. And here we see the end of Saeed's third over. Just 6 runs from it, and the wicket, of course. So good from Saeed there. He moves on to 1 for 26 off his 3. And after the 18th over, the Brampton Pacers are 182 for 4.
And 182 for 4, 2 overs to go.
And after that Mad Hatter tea break, we come back for the final 2 overs of the Brampton Pacers innings, day 5 of the US Open, and it's been a fantastic tournament so far.
Yeah, it has been. We've seen quality cricket. It's taking pace off on that occasion there, Johnson. Johnson's a very smart bowler. I've noticed him during this tournament, and he just took pace off. Palmer was through the shot before the ball arrived. The result, a dot ball, which is like golden dust at this back end of the innings.
Here he comes for his second delivery, and that's again just pushed away for a single. They won't mind the singles at this stage. Dots are obviously, as you say, gold dust, but singles won't be worrying for them. It's the 4s and 6s they'll be wanting to prevent.
Springer will be looking to land a few.
1 off 1 at the moment, and he's facing the final over of Dane Johnson, who goes to the end of his run-up, ready for his third delivery. I think we're just having a change of gloves there for Palmer. He's been smacking the ball around a bit, and it is hot out there. Might just be a little bit sweaty, wanting to get some fresh gloves in for the last few balls. And here comes Johnson, ball number 3 of his last over, and that has gone high in the air. Is it going to be out? It is! That's a great catch there. And Springer 1 from 1, and that's all he can do here for the Brampton Pacers. He goes, and the Pacers are 4 down now after 18.3 overs.
Let's have a look at this. That was Johnson. Again, the slow delivery. You can see it sliding out of the hand, out of the side of the hand, and it didn't have the pace to work with. Johnson strikes his second wicket. This is what you want at this stage. And is the Brampton Pacers in danger of not getting up to 200?
Yeah, their current run rate has gone just below 10. I think it's 9.9 now at the moment. So not far below it, but this wicket might slow down proceedings. Good take there, as you can see on the replay. And Johnson will be pleased with that as he runs in for ball number 4. And that again is hit nicely. But again, he's got a wicket.
Up.
And Paul Palmer, the danger man, 57 off 39 deliveries, is out. And Johnson is on a hat-trick.
Yeah, all of a sudden, the big man has 3 for 23. Palmer, a word on Palmer's innings, 57 of 40. He proved a perfect foil for Harsh Thakur, whilst Harsh was proving a perfect foil for Mark Dial. So it worked well. Those 3 middle order batsmen working in tandem, and they were able to get the Brampton Pacers up to a really impressive 183 for 6. Palmer, 40 deliveries for his 57. Just looking to switch it on, but he's facing a very smart bowler.
Yeah, 2 new batsmen to the crease now. Colin Archibald makes his way to take strike. And as we say, Johnson's on a hat-trick here. Could this be the first hat-trick of the tournament?
Well, it's Archibald from St. Kitts Nevis. Played with the winning CPL team, the Patriots.
Johnson's figures currently 3 for 23, 2 deliveries left of his 4 overs. He'll be raring to go now as he comes in for ball number 5 on a hat-trick. And not to be, that ball is just pushed onto the offside. And are they coming back for 2? Nope, just the single. Probably the right decision there. The ball was coming back quickly. And Colin Archibald off the mark, 1 off 1. Only 7 deliveries left in the Brampton Pacers innings. They're 184 for 6 at the moment. We thought they were going to get to 200. Still very much possibility. But with these 2 new batsmen, you never quite know.
Randhawa is a big boy, and he doesn't get hold of this. 4 wickets to Johnson. And what a way to end his spell. And I think more than likely, he has given his team a chance of not chasing 200.
Yeah, 4 wickets for Johnson, 3 in the over. That's incredibly impressive, especially at this stage of the game. And Pacers were going at a hefty run rate, and he's done exceptionally well to just get 2 runs off the over for 3 wickets. I think that's probably the best over we've seen so far.
Yeah, definitely. And again, look at him. Variety again. You can see it like an off spinner, giving the batsman no pace to work with, and that is a lesson in dead bowling for all the youngsters looking out there, for all the cricketers looking on at our broadcast on MAQ TV. That is the way. That's one of the ways you bowl at the death. You look to change up your pace. Don't give the batsman pace to work with.
So at the end of the 19th over, the Brampton Pacers 184 for 7, 6 deliveries to go, and Saeed's going to be the man to bowl them. Archibald on strike here. Saeed comes bounding in, and that's going to be a wide to start. That looked like it slipped out of his hand a little bit. Not what he would have wanted to start the over. And Brampton Pacers now 185 for 7, still with 6 deliveries to go. And again, Saeed comes in, and that has been struck nicely, but 2 fielders out in the deep. A little bit of a fumble there, but they managed to get it back, and I think just the single from it. Sorry, 2 from it. I think that fumble meant that the Brampton Pacers could run again comfortably for the 2, and Archibald stays on strike. He moves to 3 from 2 deliveries, and here we go again.
So this time you can see on that replay, not really getting hold of it. Saeed is another one who, this is an attempt at a slower ball bumper, and the catch has been taken.
And the Brampton
come back here by the Brampton Pacers towards the back end of the innings. It's the 8th wicket they have fallen. Or is it 7? Yeah, it's 8. 187 for 8. They're falling away, the Pacers, towards the back end. Ever since Taka got out, they have been losing a number of wickets. It has been a slide, so to speak. But they're still in a very, very strong position at 187 for 8.
Yeah, they've got a good total on the board, but they're really collapsing at the moment. We've seen the Brampton Pacers coming in and out pretty quickly. And as I've mentioned before, being an England cricket supporter, I'm used to batting collapses, so this is nothing new for me to watch. But fortunately for the Pacers, 187 on the board. So pretty good total for them to defend as Saeed comes in for his 3rd delivery. And that's hit high in the air. And it's gone straight to the man who's just taken the catch. And he's taken the second one.
What a comeback. What a comeback here by the Royals. Still, it's a massive score. But I think they've left it too late. 187 for the loss of 9. And the last batsman is going out there. I can't blame Diol. He was looking to clear the boundary at mid-wicket. He's hitting against the wind. And
yeah, Diol hitting to the longest side of the pitch now that we've moved on to pitch number 2. And if we were playing on pitch number 1, I'm sure that would have cleared the boundary ropes. But as it stands, as we've moved on to pitch number 2, he's out. And as in the last over, we saw the potential of a hat-trick. Here we are again, Saeed on his hat-trick ball. Doesn't get more exciting than this, does it?
yep, so there was an opportunity for Johnson, and then now there's an opportunity for Saeed, who has 3. And here he is. Tosses the ball from hand to hand, the left arm seamer. And he's going to come in now, bowls, and this is whipped away. He has gotten the hat-trick. He has gotten the hat-trick. Bam, Saeed. 4 for 29, and the Pacers 187 all out.
Well, if you want to finish an innings, that's the way to do it. Hat-trick for Burnham Saeed, the first one we've seen of the tournament. And, well, the Royals have made an incredible comeback there. Let's watch that again. That was spectacular. Here we go.
It's a moment he'll remember for the rest of his life. A delivery kept that angle in from outside the off stump, and that was taken by Bilal Qureshi. Bilal was not going to drop that. You know, they end on a high, and that's important for them because they're chasing 188. Let's go through the scorecard. Chadwick Walton, he was caught by Iqbal of Chowdhury for 10. Jagjit Randwa, LBW Chowdhury without scoring. Mark Dial caught Iqbal Bull Johnson 42. Taka caught Rizwan Mazar of the bowling of Bram Saeed for 61. Paul Palmer. He was caught by Mazar of the bowling of Johnson for 57. Shamar Springer caught Burhan Saheed of the bowling of Johnson for 1. Jagjeep Randwa caught Bilal Tariq Qureshi of the bowling of Johnson without scoring. Colin Archibald caught by Iqbal of Saeed for 3. Ranjit Diol caught Salik Iqbal of the bowling of Burhan Saheed again without scoring. And Junaid Siddiqui, the Canadian national player, he was caught by Qureshi again of the bowling of Burhan Saheed without scoring. That was the hat trick. And he will always be registered in history now as being part of that hat trick. 13 extras. And as we flip around, 187 all out. The bowling, Robin Chowdhury, 4 overs, 2 for 40. Burhan Saheed, 3.4, 4 for 29. Dane Johnson, 4 overs, 4 for 24. Forrester, 1 for 12. Sushant Ghosh, none for 27. Bilal Qureshi, just the 1 over for 11. Usman Ashraf, 2 overs, none for 19. And Jamel Morgan, 2 overs, none for 25. That's the situation here at the moment. We take a Mad Hatter's break before we return for the reply.
MAQ Group is the real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information visit macgroup.com.
Yeah, no problem. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. So we're here with Burnham Saeed, the man of the moment. He has got the first hat-trick of the tournament, and he must be feeling pretty good right now.
Definitely, it was against a very good team, and momentum was on their side. And to be able to come in and pick up 3 wickets, I feel proud of myself and proud of the team. We fought back very well, so very happy for that.
Yeah, so they put 187 runs against you. How are you feeling facing that now?
Like I said, I feel like momentum is on our side now. They started pretty well. They were going at 10 runs and over up till like 15th or 16th over, but we pulled it back pretty well. And this is a different wicket compared to the one before. And the ball is coming onto the bat, so we should be good. We have a good batting lineup, so I'm positive that we'll do pretty good.
And what are you going to do with the ball now that they'll be giving it to you at the end of the match?
It's definitely going on my on my shelf in my room, so definitely taking that.
Good, well, congratulations, and I will pass you over.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. So have you played here before?
No, this is actually my first time playing on turf, even in Florida. I came to USAPen like a couple of years ago, but wasn't able to play a lot. But this is my first time playing in the stadium, playing on the turf, so I'm very proud. This is one of the most competitive tournaments in the country, so really happy to be here.
So are you enjoying this tournament, and what are your expectations for your team?
Like I said, we are doing pretty good. Our batsmen last game, we scored pretty good. So I'm very hopeful that we'll be able to chase down this score.
Well, good luck to you and your team. Thank you.
Well, welcome back, and for all the MAQ viewers, we're going to have a run chased here. A mighty big one, and in the end, the Yankee Royals are going to be chasing... No. 188? Yes, they're going to need 188 for victory, and... the Brampton Pacers would have wrapped up the inning with 2 balls to spare. So 2 batters, Qureshi and Morgan, are going to start proceedings here for the Yankee Royals. And we have Jagdeep Vandhawa. He's going to be bowling from the top end. As we welcome back Lenny Archibald.
Thank you, Ivor. So we see the first run of the innings. It comes off a wide that goes down the leg side, and we made a point about wides. It's ironic. The bowler has to give the batsman a fair chance to score, but he also will have to prevent him from scoring. So many times the bowler will have to try and come up with something that can hide the ball, but in white ball cricket there's no hiding sometimes going down the leg side. So ball played into the onside. That's the first run off the bat. Bilal Qureshi has been among the runs. He picks up a couple of runs. And Bilal would have scored 78 in one of the early games. So he stands in a short list of some of the players who would have done reasonably well for the highest individual score. We made the point Nitish Kumar out of Canada. He heads the heap with 83 runs, that being the highest so far.
Yes, that's good running there from the last delivery. And first slip was a bit disgusted that they would have gotten 2. He thought that the guy at the deep backward square leg was a little bit slow off the mark. You see the captain, the guy in first slip? But he was really mad. First slip, the guy, who is he? So we would have realized a hat trick. The first one in the 13th edition of the US Open.
Yes, Ivor Henry, we saw. Before we talk about the hat trick, there have been several attempts in this series with bowlers on 2 wickets. I think we saw it about 3 occasions, but today it happened for Boran Saeed, the left-arm seamer. But amazing catching from Salek Iqbal, who took 5 catches in this game. And later on, we'll try to account how many catches Salek Iqbal took off the bowling of Boran Saeed. But congratulations to Boran Saeed. Hard work has really paid off. Hat-trick, first one of the series. Although I made mention that there have been several attempts. I was here at least 2 with 2 wickets hauled, but they couldn't get that third one. Today, Boran Saeed did that.
Yes, well, Sasha and I have been involved in a few 2-4s instead of 3-4s on the dot to make the hat-trick. But I guess we're going to have to go back at some stage to find out in the last over if a hat-trick has been had in the US Open. But that last ball was outside the off-stump going further away, and the dot goes into the scorer's book.
So Jamil Morgan getting a chance to bat at the top of the order. And here are some numbers. May not to be pleasant here. Not to be pleasant with the... Oh, this one is slashed away. Good outside edge. And it runs away for 4. It doesn't matter how they come sometime. It's 4 runs on the board.
And he'll tell you that was well placed. He got it to the right of the slip and to the left of the third man. Well calculated. I'm sure he'll tell you that. But like you said, it doesn't matter how they come. It's 4 to the scoreboard, 4 to the young man. The first boundary for him. He's just faced some 2 deliveries and he's on the charge. It's going to be a hard task to get to 188. So these 2 batters have got to set a platform.
So 187 posted by Brampton Pacer. And you might be wondering what's the highest team score in the series so far. When we come back, we'll talk about that. And so that completes over the first over. Over number 1, 9 without loss.
Yeah, good start here for these 2, the Yankee Royals. They did well in the latter part of the inning. So they have a momentum going for them. They need to take that into their batting performance, as the bowlers would have done the job preventing Brampton Pacers from getting 200. My prediction was wrong. It was way off the mark. I said at least, no, I didn't say at least. I said 165. I should have said at least 165. Then I would have been getting the full 100% mark. So I'm just only human. It was just a guess. But it was a bit early. But trust me, my prediction was based on if one of the batters would have gotten out, one of the set batsmen, but that was not to be. They batted beautifully for that partnership of over 100.
So Junaid Siddiqui comes into the bowling attack. He's a quality spinner, having represented Canada at the national level, and he's a man you would have seen here before. He used to play for the US All-Stars. Junaid Siddiqui. He's a top quality spinner, and watch when he comes in. He has a very similar action to a very popular Pakistani international, former Pakistani international, and I'll allow you to make a guess as to who Junaid Siddiqui mimics his action with. And he gets ready. He's a quality spinner. He comes in here at 9 for no loss. Jamil Morgan will be on strike. And I'll give you a couple of balls here. Maybe you'll solve it off after the first ball. But tell me whose action this really resembles. And I'll give you a clue. He's a former international player from Pakistan. Here we go. And go sliding down the leg side.
So should I say the Freedy bowls or right arm over? Shade Freedy.
So we've got a winner. We've got a winner, Ivor Henry. I'll take you to dinner tonight. I'll take you to dinner tonight.
I think Vinod
oh, this one is lobbed over the bowler's head. And a little bit of escape here from Jamil Morgan. Not in control. We'll probably take a look at that replay, but was in danger. Here we go. A little bit of leading edge. Just over Junaid Siddiqui. And in the end, it's a run on the board.
I think Vinod is going to get very jealous of you taking me out to dinner. No, I said Vinod is going to get very jealous of my good friend Lenny here taking me out to dinner.
So a couple of runs in the over so far. Junaid Siddiqui. He would have had stint overtime to have played with the US All-Stars. And speaking of US All-Stars, there's another player, Jaskaran Malhotra, has been a stable fixture with the US All-Stars, but this year he's turned out for the Punjab Blues.
Yeah, well, you know, it's franchise cricket, so players have been bought here, there, and everywhere. And it's good for the cricket. It gives it a sort of a balance.
So the Australians guide this one away. He gets a single. Bilal Qureshi. Bilal Qureshi has made the trip to the US Open before. I remember, might have been 2 years ago, got among the runs. He's a classy player, Bilal Qureshi. But now the attention certainly shifts to Jamil Morgan.
Yes, last evening we saw a really good last match in which Nurse was the hero in that, and he pulled out a win for his team. And today we have started here on pitch number 2, and it's really have lived up to expectation.
So Brampton Pacers posting 187 today. But here are some numbers that Yankee Royals may not pretty much like. They gave up 192 versus, is that US All-Stars? Or it might have been Somerset Cavaliers. And so twice in this tournament they've given up runs in excess of 188. So this one is tugged into the onside. And Shamar Springer does well to save the boundary, save a couple of runs. And 2 more runs there for Bilal Qureshi.
Yeah, that's good feeling by any measure. He had a long way to run from the mid-wicket down to the deep backward square leg and save his team 2 runs. The bowler would like that. His team would like that. Team management would like that.
So a long way to go here for Yankee Royals. They need 173 from 110 balls. And ball cut into the offside. Can't score. Fielder is in the way.
Yeah, it was a good-looking shot, but it was not well placed. He placed it straight to the man there on the backward point.
So 173 from 109 ball. Essentially, they need 9.5 runs and over. So ball stroked into the offside. That will complete over number 2. And after 2 is 15 without loss.
Yes, well, 188 for victory for the Yankee Royals, having won the toss early in the day, sent Brampton into bat. And here we go. Whap! It's playing this one down to the mid-wicket region for 4. Didn't get a good hold of it, but placement was right. The man at the deep backward square leg made a gallant effort to cut this one off. You can see on screen now on the replay.
Yeah, good looking shot here from Jamil Morgan, just taking advantage of a couple of fielders in the ring. And so they'll need to go steady at almost 9 runs and over. They're chasing a big score by T20 standard.
But I tell you what, the covers came in danger down there because these guys are wearing spikes and they went right onto the covers over there. So let's hope he didn't puncture the top. Outside the off some bang, and it's a good shot, but the guy got a hand to it. He's rolling mightily close to the ropes. But in the meantime, the batters have been crossing for 2. That's a good looking shot. And he saved at least 2 runs there. So 20, we're into the 20s, 20 for no loss. And we're into over number 3, the third over. And let's remind you that only 2 fielders can be placed outside of the 30-yard circle. And we have a third man and a deep backward square leg.
So playing a miss here from Jamil Morgan.
And square leg did not think that was over the shoulder, so that's a good legal delivery. So Walton batted beautifully today. We went early. Morgan is on lucky 13 from 10. Qureshi is on 5 from 5. Morgan is doing the heavy lift. Ball him! Slow delivery. He was yorked. He played all over that one. Middle stump knocked back. Wicket number 1. 20 for 1 in the third over.
So a bit of a loopy delivery, but might have been the slower ball. Yeah, a little bit of swing. Loses the middle stump. And Jamil Morgan looking for a flow in the bowling. That doesn't come. And so the first wicket goes down here for Yankee Royals. They're batting at 20 for 1.
Yes, indeed. So wicket number 1. And they would have lost all of their wickets, the Brampton Pacers. First time in this tournament that all 10 wickets would have been had. So now they're in search of bowling out the Yankee Royals to return the favor.
So Usman Ashraf walks to the middle. Bilal is on fire. Let's take a look at that again. Yeah, good swing on the ball. You look, started all the way wide off stump. Went on to hit middle. A bit of drift. Not too sure how windy it is out there. One of the things when you work at the Central Broward Stadium, you're enclosed in the commentary booth. Here we go. Yeah, good swing. Good trajectory too, very tall. And in the end, it was enough to get the better of Jamil Morgan.
It came from a nice high action and it took its time and it just curled in like a curveball in baseball. Well, that brings the new batter and he'll be on strike. As you know, when you're being out bowled, the batters cannot cross.
So Usman Ashraf gets the ball heading down the leg side, called the wide. It's 21 for 1.
Now I think he should have been looking to get on a hat trick. We would have realized one in this match so far. But he's not going to get it that way. He drifted that one way down the leg side. He'll have been still outside the line if it was a left-hander batting.
Yeah, there've been many stories told on hat-trick Ivor Henry. I heard that there was a bowler who in England had picked up a couple of wickets and the innings closed, and he retired and didn't play for 13 years, and for 13 years he was on a hat-trick. And guess what? When he came back, his very first ball he got one. That was the longest streak of hat-trick left by someone. You never know, right?
First time I'm hearing that. I don't think that you can top that. That was a way movement with the last delivery. So he's going in out. That's a good stroke. 4 more. He just swiveled and got it past the fine leg, which is up in the 30-yard circle, and he had 4 written on it from the time he left the bat. 25 for 1. End of over number 3.
So there's also
MAQ Group is the real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information visit macgroup.com.
So DL, now he's going to show his all-round skills. He's coming in right arm round to the left-hander. He strokes this one in the offside, can't score. So DL would have gone for some, 40? He got in the 40s. And they couldn't blame me this time because I was not in the com box. Sasha said I have to stand. He's following Vinod saying when I have to stand. This time he's going inside out and he's going to get full value for this one. 4 runs because there's no cover sweeper. Good looking shot, Lenny.
So Bilal Qureshi is the top player. Look at that, inside out, using the turn on the ball just to get it a little wide offside. And knowing very well that we are in the power play session here and Mark Dial can only have a couple of fielders out. Ivor Henry, where are those 2 men?
Deep mid wicket and long on. So I guess he's trying to bowl offside, but the men are placed in the onside for the bad ones, I guess, just in case you bowl a bad one.
And these days we've heard so much about matchups, bowler versus batsman. Mark Dial, he's an off spinner, so the angle that he could create for the left-hander could be a ball pitching middle and going towards off. Oh, that's a blazing shot through the offside, off the bat of Bilal Qureshi. And that's one of the class shots we've seen many times from left-hander. That is all class for 4.
Yes, indeed. I'm sure we'll see that again on the replay. But I thought the point could have done a little better than that. Let's look at it. Outside the off stump. Yes, he dove to his left, but after the ball would have passed him. That was beautifully timed, though.
That's a lovely shot from Bilal Qureshi. He's been among the runs. Paddle into the onside. Doesn't even run. It beats the inner field. And it goes away for another boundary. 3 fours in this over. 2 of them consecutively. Bilal Qureshi on fire here at Broward County.
Well, can we have a hat-trick of 4s? We would have seen a hat-trick in the wicket. And Qureshi's taking a real liking to Mark Dale. Mark Dale straight down the leg side. He's all over the shop. He's into the offside. And that one was placed where none of the 2 fielders who are allowed outside of the 30-yard circle is placed. There's one on the deep mid-wicket. There's one on the long on. And this time he was pulling out the boom, sweeping down to the deep backward fine leg position.
So 4 more runs to Bilal Qureshi. Slides down the leg side, called the wide. And I was making the point, and here I'm going to test your shell shield knowledge. Well, test your shell shield knowledge, Ivor Henry. I grew up following shell shield back in the days when Well, I'll call some Trinidadian players. Of course, Dion Narain being one of them. But there was a player from Trinidad and Tobago. We'll talk about that. 4 of us gone, 38 for 1. So the action continues, 38 for 1, 4 of us gone.
You did say Shell Shield, so just before the delivery, of course, I'm not as young as Vinod think I am. I've been around in Red Stripe and Shell Shield, of course, but the action continues.
So Usman Ashraf, he gets a bit of an inside edge, and some days that will go on and hit the stumps. But Lady Luck with him, so to speak, 39 for 1, and so back in the Combined Islands days, speaking of Shell Shield, who were some of the players you grew up watching or listening on the radio to in Combined Islands?
Well, I start with listening to the Len Harrises and the Livingston Sargent. My idol is Livingston Sargent. That was my division captain. But my claim to fame, you did say Willett. You know that guy, El Camino Willett? Yes, he would have paved the way for the likes of the Roberts and the Richards and the Richardsons. He was the first Leeward Islander to make the West Indies team.
Yeah, we grew up listening and certainly following the likes of Victor Eddy, of course, Viv Richards, Roberts, Sebastian, the Shillingford boys.
Yes,
yes. Derek Parry.
Yes, Nevis, he would have played for the West Indies. Derek Parry, of course, went on off spinner. As a matter of fact, when the 4 fast bowlers were on hand, Derek Parry was about the only one who was able as a spinner.
So coming back to, I was making the point, and that is what brought us to this discussion. We were talking about Mark Dial and his dad, Dion Narain Dial, but back in the days when I followed Shell Shield Cricket, Trinidad had some players like the Gomes boys, Sheldon and
Larry.
And Larry, I think Sheldon passed away last year.
Yes.
But guys like Kenrick Bainey, Coffey was part of that team.
Yes.
Ranjin Anand, he's played regional cricket for so long.
Off spinner.
Yeah, off spinner with a lot of regional wickets. And of course, Rafiq Jumadeen.
Yes, left armer.
Player from Trinidad and Tobago. Guyana back then had the likes of Baichan, Etwaru.
Yes, Leonard Baichan. He was a bit slow, but he was steady.
Kali Charan, Lloyd. And some of the other players there were trying to recall our Shell Shield players around back.
Those were the glory days, trust me.
So Usman Ashraf, he's on 5, and I've seen Usman Ashraf bat a lot of time. Watch for a big extra cover shot over the infield. Yeah, an attempt straight out, but he loves going inside out over extra cover. He plays that shot to great benefit.
Yes, he's asking the umpire, wasn't that a wide? The umpire says, no, you took the line with you. You came across, you missed. That was fair enough for you to catch up.
So we've seen an outstanding performance from Boran Saeed and great catching by Salek Iqbal for the Yankee Royals. Usman Ashraf on 5. And he gets a good delivery here from Randawa. In fact, he gets a single. And a single that pushes the score up to 42, I think it is. Yeah, 42 for 1 in the 5th over.
Yes, indeed. And starting at 9, just over 9 runs for the required run rate. They're keeping pace. They would have lost just 1 wicket so far. So they're keeping things steady. And Mark Dale was really, really guilty of really helping that 42 runs along the way.
So this over's gone well for Randawa. Jack Deep Randawa. A couple of Randawas in this side. We saw Jagjit. And this is Jack Deep. So a couple of brothers perhaps. We're in over number 5. 4 runs in the over. Ball sliding down the leg side. So the game will go on by another ball. Ball sliding down the leg side. Signal wide from umpire Mangesh Rani.
Yes, his waiter came off there as that one down the leg side, and the umpire had an easy call there. We're just one away from having the commentators change, and we're going to have the voice of Vinod Manchad and Sasha. Sasha, did you have
to go? Still 145 from 91 ball. This one tucked into the onside, off the hip, and it goes away for another boundary here for Bilal Qureshi. So he continues to bat well, and that will complete over number 5. Commentary change, 47 for 1 as we welcome Vinod and Sasha back into the box.
Well, we're having fun here. A lovely morning, isn't it,
It's
Sasha?
a lovely morning. Very hot.
How is Haas, my good friend, at Mad Hatter? Mad Hatter Tea and Coffee Company.
I believe he's here today.
Yeah. And it reminded me of an incident that happened with the Trinidad and Tobago cricket team. In the 1980s, they were about to go and play a match in the Leeward Islands, and Theodore Coffey, for short, his name was Theo Coffey, he was on the team. And Ranji Nanan was also on that team. And they were going to the Leeward Islands, and the air hostess comes down the aisle, and she's asking Mr. Ranji Nanan, "Sir, Theo Coffey." He said, "Miss, my name is Ranji Nanan. Theo Coffey is in the back." So it's 49 for 1. You like that, Sasha?
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. That's a very good story. And at the start of the 6th over, it is a wide. So the Yankee Royals move on to 49 for 1. As you can see, target of 188 for the win.
Yeah, and I want to say good morning to all our hardworking staff. Have you seen that lower third? That lower third is the best I've seen ever. Whoever constructed that is the best ever I've seen. It's so attractive and it's so informative. It has everything there. You look at it and everything is right there. I love it. I want to say, I think it's Roddy Lalman who is responsible for that lower third. Well done, sir. I'm applying for a muffin in the morning.
Yeah, you're trying to suck up here, aren't you?
Yeah, that's a man called Roddy Ragamuffin Lalman. The score is 49 for 1. This is a good response. They're going at 10, but remember, we are in the power play, and things can change. And things normally change after the field is relaxed. This is a delivery punched away on the onside. A chance for a run out. And the Qureshi, he makes his ground. He's a good athlete. Bilal.
He is, and the Royals move on to their half century, 50 for 1. And Qureshi moves on to 23. He's looking good at the moment. And he's going to have to keep looking good because they've got a big total to chase down here.
It's 138 of 88 balls. And just to give you an update, Sasha will give you an update. She's very happy this morning because England is now fighting back against Australia. That delivery was the wrong one, and that would have missed the leg stump there, Mr. Siddiqui. Good decision by the umpire. If you look at it again, that was the googly, and definitely going to miss the leg stump. Good bowler, Junaid Siddiqui.
Yeah, just 8 of his first 9 deliveries.
Yeah, he plays for the Canadian national team, and the Sasha is going to bring up the latest in that game. This is hoiked away, a magnificent shot for 6. Bilal Qureshi is on fire, as are all Australian cricketers these days.
Not all of them, but yeah, you're right. A few of them are doing fairly well, but it was a good fight back from England yesterday. Dawid Malan and Joe Root both in the 80s, and I did wake up expecting some bad news, but I was pleasantly surprised.
Well, that's excellent because Jeremy waked up this morning expecting good news. It didn't happen. Down the leg side, let's see. The umpire signals wide. Yes, go back to your update there, Sash.
So at the end of day 3, England are trailing by 58 runs, but still 8 wickets in hand. But yeah, as we say, 58 runs still to get on par with Australia. So yeah, we'll just have to see how that one pans out. Not looking great for England, but not a total embarrassment, which is all important for English supporters around the world.
I think that I'm getting a funny feeling that England will win this test match. Mark my word.
I will, and if you're right, dinner's on me.
I think... Oh, I had forgotten about that dinner. Good delivery there by Siddiqui. Sliding that one across Qureshi. He would have learned from what had happened earlier in the over where he bowled the conventional leg spinner, and Qureshi, being a left-hander, basically helped it over square leg for 6. That time, he went back to the normal mode of operation. Imran Tahir is one of the best exponents of that googly. He plays a lot of cricket, a lot of T20 franchise cricket around the world. The googly is his stock ball. Now and then he bowls the leg break. And it's 58 for 1 at the moment. That's the end of the power play. And it's a good power play when you're chasing that huge total.
Yeah, Pacers lost 2 wickets within the power play. So Royals are doing well just for the loss of 1. 58. So as we have mentioned before, that's a pretty good score off the power play. Just under 10 and over, which is on track, as you can see here. The current run rate of 9.7 and over and only 9.3 required. So they are on track, doing well. Let's see how they get on now as we move into the 7th over. Yankee Royals 58 for 1.
So that was my wife calling me there. She actually just fixed the water pump. It happens as a traveling journalist, you have to keep in touch. 130 of 84 balls. Yes, back to that situation with that dinner. Lenny Archibald, great guy, has just offered to take Mr. Ivor Henry, the handsome Mr. Ivor Henry, to dinner. And there are 4 beautiful women sitting here in this commentary box. How do you and Budgie, how do you explain that?
I mean, it baffles me. I'm going to have to try harder.
Pushed away on the offside. Good running. So this is a good situation here. Usman Ashraf understands the plan. Get Qureshi on strike, he's on fire. And they take a quick single. Yes, that baffles me as well. You know, the boys are telling us to keep it professional.
Well, we're trying, but when we're not being offered dinners, you know, we don't know what else to do.
Yeah, I've gotten nothing. Some guys, they get vehicles. If they don't get the vehicles, they at least get the keys. One guy got a kettle this morning. He didn't get coffee, but he got the kettle.
And Springer comes in for his second ball of his first over and stop there, but they do scamper away for a single.
Springer hasn't had the best of tournaments, but he is a nice, lively bowler, lively character, always in the game. You know, there are some of those players who are always in the game. Springer is one of those. And he was part of the winning West Indies under-19 World Cup team back in 2016, when in 1 year the West Indies won 3 World Cup titles. This is slashed away, and it bounces just before the sweeper. Yes, so 2016, the West Indies won 3 World Cup titles. I think that's a record that was going to be very difficult to break because of scheduling for any country to win 3 World Cups in 1 year.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, 2019 was a good year for England in many tournaments. We won the one-day World Cup, the 50 over 1 one-day World Cup, and we were in the final of the Rugby World Cup also in that year, but just fell short to South Africa, which I'm sure Jeremy would love to tell me about later. And Springer comes in for ball number 4.
That's a wide delivery, and Qureshi drawn to it. He then rehearses a ramp shot. So this is turning out to be an exciting run chase and could well go down to the wire. Qureshi, though, a lot depends on him. He's the main player in terms of the batting lineup. Sammy punches nicely and gets 4. All timing. He's a touch player as well.
Yeah, that's a nice looking shot. Didn't have to play hard at that ball, just use the pace, as you can see in the replay, and just wide enough to escape the third man boundary fielder, and Yankee Royals move on to 66 for 1. Qureshi now 34 off 21 deliveries. He's going at a good rate. Springer again comes in, and that has top-edged and is going to land safely.
Randwa just can't get to that. He was never going to get to that. That top edge went way beyond him. He's stationed at backward square.
But importantly, they managed to get the 2, so Bilal Qureshi stays on strike.
Yeah, that one came on. I think the pace of that delivery surprised Qureshi. That one came on to him quicker than he anticipated.
And last ball of the over, and Qureshi just punches it down onto the offside for 4. That's a lovely shot again. He's
Beautiful
looking
shot.
good.
Yeah, this guy is an excellent batsman. He got 77 in the last game, and he's looking so smooth. He's as smooth as Harvey's Bristol cream to the very last drop.
Yeah, 40 now off 23 deliveries. Yankee Royals 72 for 1, and that is the end of the 7th over.
Yeah, and his placement has been, his placement aligns to that of a surgeon. The precision of a surgeon. If you look at that last 4, there were 2 fielders, and he always kept both interested. And in the end, the ball won the race because both fielders were converging on it. Couldn't believe he didn't slug it. Couldn't believe the timing on it, and then just ran away. You know, it's like Lenny asking Ivor over and over and over to take him to dinner. And Ivor
begging
keeps Lenny interested, and in the end, he says no.
And an expensive over in the end, 14 off it. And Harsh Thakur, who batted really nicely in the Pacers innings, has the ball in hand, ready to see what he can do to break up this partnership and hopefully slow down the Yankee Royals, who are batting nicely at the moment.
Yeah, they're really batting well. They're maintaining that run rate at over 10. They're slightly over 10. But the spinners are on now. That's a different kettle of fish. Let's see how it goes. It's cut away and caught.
And there you go. Straight away.
Usman Ashraf will kick himself. That was a rank long hop. It was a poor delivery. It was a loosener. Look at it. Short and wide. And he pulls away. And is out caught at point after a fumble by Springer.
Yeah, as you said, Springer is just always around and about, even if not doing personally well. He's done exceptionally well to take that catch for Thakur off his first ball. And Yankee Royals go to 72 for 2. And after 7.1 overs, their current run rate is 10.1, only needing 9 and over.
Forrester goes in there now, but that man Bilal Qureshi is still in there. He's on 40 of 23.
Important for Qureshi to stay at the crease for the moment, especially with the new man Forrester coming in. It'll be important for these guys just to settle down a little bit after a wicket and not let the run rate get too ahead of them. They're ahead of the run rate at the moment, so they have maybe a ball or 2 for the new man Forrester just to get his eye in before they start smacking it around a bit, I'm sure. So Thakur, the wicket taker, is ready to go again. You can see him just warming that ball up, ready for his second delivery as Forrester takes his guard and ready to go soon. Looks quite windy out there at the moment.
Yeah, it is, and there are some birds flying into the wind. So they will get that extra elevation. It's like an airplane that flies into the wind. It's a lovely scene out here at Central Broad Regional Park. Nice straight bat, high elbows.
It's always clear which one Forrester is. He comes in with a bright red helmet. And Taka comes up for ball number 3. And
it's a lovely shot. It's on the onside. It's going to go close to the boundary. They should be going back for 2.
yeah, slight misfield there. Easy 2 in the end.
Playing the on drive. They tell me it's the hardest shot to play in cricket. Time he struck and he's out like before. That looked pretty adjacent, and he's looking disappointed there, Forrester, but that looked adjacent to me. I think that's a good decision there by the umpire. Let's have a look. I'm sure our guy Alamo has it. Yeah, even Stevie Wonder could have given that. 74 for 3.
Yeah, Taka, 2 wickets now for just 2 runs in his first over. And he is really going to slow down the Yankee Royals here.
Wow. I want to say good morning to Dr. Hamad Malik, who is looking very dapper.
Thank you. I have watched FaceTime interview with one of the places here at 5 p.m.
Well, he's looking very sharp, don't you think, Sash?
Very sharp indeed.
Yeah. 74 for 3. He's going to see a good battle. The run rate is exactly 10. Salik Iqbal is the new batter.
He took 4 catches in their fielding innings. So I'm sure his hands are nice and warmed up, ready to face the bowling of Harsh Taka, who is 2 from 2 off his first 4 balls and 2 to go.
Well, there are 2 things. Is that it's nice and warm, it's banged up. But the pain specialist is here, Dr. Hamad. You may want to have a look at him later on. No injury. He just took 4 catches. That was it. That's a good delivery. Nice loopy delivery, hanging in the air, leaving the batsman to think. Creates doubt.
But importantly, Qureshi back on strike. It's been a tight over so far. Will be important for them to keep scoring a few more runs than they are in this over. Only 3 off it. And this is the last ball. Let's see what Qureshi can do here.
Oh, that's short. And going deep into his crease, he was able to negotiate that. Gets a single. It's the end of over number 8. At the end of 8, it's 76 for 3. Let's take a MAQ Group tea break.
MAQ Group is a real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information, visit macgroup.com. MAQ Group is a real estate investment company.
And we're back again. Qureshi getting a single off the last ball of the last over. So we'll be facing the first ball of the 9th. And Springer back into the attack. Took a lovely catch in the last over. And will be raring to go with the ball himself.
Let's see how Qureshi deals with him again. Here's Springer. Oh, that's a good delivery. Just back of a length. Coming back in slightly, straightening on the angle. And the push back. Bilal, very intelligent young man. He's probably measuring what has to be done and planning ahead. In when you're chasing a huge target, it's always good to think incrementally, because if you get carried away with what's before you, that huge total, all of a sudden the software malfunctions.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Got to take it ball by ball, and like you say, not get too ahead of yourself or get too bogged down. And that was clearly a very wide delivery there from Springer. And Bilal just let that go past. Nothing to do with it. And here we go again.
Hoiked away into the boundary. Nope. There is protection down there. But he was well in control of it there, Clorici.
Placed it nicely, but just couldn't get it over the ropes. Fielder out in the deep. Caught it for one bounce.
I know you have been interviewing Clorici. There has been a banter between you and him, Aussie against English. What has been the conversations like?
Well, he actually asked me what the score was this morning. So I don't know if he's just taking the mickey or whether he actually wanted to know. And that's a lovely shot for 4. Iqbal moves on to 5. And let's see that one again.
Yeah. So it's going to be Iqbal.
Here he comes, bounding in again.
Oh, that is a beautiful delivery. I don't think Iqbal is in enough form to edge that. That one started on leg stump, back of a leg, and ended up on 5th stump. I wish I could get that replay.
Yeah, just beat the bat there, and Springer didn't quite know how it missed the bat. And another great delivery here from Springer. Dot ball from it. Iqbal could only push it back to the bowler.
Well, you would have noticed on that occasion, Iqbal did the right thing. He was quickly across, looking to get behind, looking to negate that movement. Yeah, I wish we could get that replay. But then, you know, you wish for things and sometimes you don't get it. I also wish I can find my car. Here is Springer. Oh, again, he squares him up. This is excellent bowling by Springer.
Yeah, he was expensive in his first over and is making up for it in his second. And at the end of the 9th over, score is 82 for 3. And Springer finishes his second for 20 runs. And time for a quick Mad Hatter tea break. So 106 to win off 66 balls as Harsh Thakur comes back into the attack. He's looking really dangerous at the moment. 2 for 4 off his first over. Can he strike again in the second?
Had a very good first over. Given all the mayhem around to come in and take 2 wickets. Last over 6 coming, so you can't be striking at 10 all the time. Qureshi uses his feet nicely. Good play of spin bowling, Qureshi.
And Thakur comes in again. And Qureshi's bowled. That's a lovely delivery from Thakur. And we said, can he do it again? And he's done it again. Qureshi falls just short of 50. 42 off 27 deliveries. The Pacers are going to be ecstatic with that wicket. Qureshi was looking dangerous, wasn't he?
Yeah, let's have a look. Here is Harsh. Oh, Qureshi driving bat way away from the pad, and that went through the gate. So he was driving, looking to smash it square. Big gap between bat and pad, and Harsh Thakur was able to sneak in like a thief in the night.
And Ivor Henry is making sure that he is not to blame for this wicket. But I don't think he can be. That was just a great delivery from Taka there. And he's 3 or 4. These are some great figures so far. Only 1.2 overs bowled by Taka. And the Yankee Royals fall 82 for 4 after 9.2 overs. And you can see the replay on the screen. Qureshi looks really disappointed in himself. He wanted to be there for a long time. But new man at the crease, Robin Chowdhury. Target of 188. They're currently 82 for 4. So need to make sure they don't stop the runs from coming. There's a big total to get, 106 off 64 balls. But Robin Chowdhury, man at the crease, I'm sure knows what he needs to do. And a single off Taka's third ball of the delivery. Third delivery of the over. And Iqbal facing now.
Oh, that's a good one. That one went straight on. He was playing for third. And that one went straight on into the gloves of Walton. So the required rate, there's no switch. The required rate goes up beyond 10. The required run rate. Can you see that, Sasha?
No, not very well. We've established. And this has been another incredible over from Taka. 1 delivery to go. Iqbal facing. They're going to need to get a boundary here.
105, the magical figure. So this is Harsh Taka ending his second over. 3 for 6. He's the man standing between the Royals and the Pacers at the moment. We're going to take a short break at over number 10. When we come back, you will be joined by the pair of Ivor Henry and Lenny Archibald, who are going for dinner tonight.
MAQ Group is a real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information visit macgroup.com.
Over number 11, going to be in progress now. And it's going to be coming from the far end. We have the left armour. Well, this one is playing this one forward. Bowler fields to his own bowling in the onside. Can't score. 84 for 4. That's the latest score here at the Broward County Stadium. And a lovely, lovely, lush green stadium with a few patches of brown here or there. This time he's hoiking this one. He's going way past the boundary rope for yet another US Open maximum.
Yeah, big shot there from Saleh Iqbal off the bowling of Shahid Amazai. Let's take a look at this one. Off the back foot, plays with a turn, a pull and pull well. It's over and it's out of here. Good looking shot from Saleh Iqbal.
Yes, it went beyond the playing area up on the grassy bank. So they're going to need a lot more of that. They're into the 90s now. 90 for 4. A required run rate of 10.1. They're currently going at 8.7. But Iqbal is on the charge. 12 from 10. Beautiful strike rate. But Robin Chowdhury has just joined him. He has only faced that one delivery. Remember, the target is 188. He comes forward, plays it on the onside again for the second time in this over. The bowler fields to his own bowling. Amazal bowls round the wicket, round the six, and he's covering up, and they're taking a quick single, but the ball eludes Springer there, and they scampers through. In the end, a comfortable single. Lenny?
Yes, Ivor. Pressure on Yankee Royals. And you get a sense a loss here for most of the teams will put them out of the tournament.
Yes,
so a long way to go, 97 to win from 56, asking over 10 runs and over. And like you made mention, they're going at 8.5. So they will have to somehow close that gap from runs required and current run rate.
Yes, indeed. Day number 5 of this tournament. It's an 8-day tournament this year. USAcricket, this is swiveling and he's pulling, but there's protection there. About 3/4 the way to the boundary. They can only scamper through for a single.
So Group A or Group 1 have a couple of teams that are really in the hunt. US All-Stars and Somerset Cavaliers 22 yards. Those are the team really could be the teams to jump out of that group and could qualify. We'll talk more about that. And as more matches are completed, 11 overs gone, 92 for 4.
And Croatia last man out there for a well-played 42 from 28 and 213. Jamal Morgan and Iqbal, they got into the double figures. 13 it is. We're at the 12 over stage. Over number 13 coming up. And in the bowling, we had 3 wickets. He has bowled well. Harsh Taka. He has bowled 2 overs and taken some 3 wickets. And Van Hawa, 1 for 29.
So Takar. So Takar will continue. He's picked up 3 already. A big shot attempted here by Robin Chaudhry. Doesn't get too much bat on it, at least not to go to the boundary. And they pick up another run. So let's talk what's on hand here. They need 10.75. There's not a 0.75 run. So we'll have to go to the nearest hole and
10-8.
11 runs and over. You
11.
either take 10 or you either take 11 runs per over.
Okay.
And they're going at perhaps 8 or 9 runs and over at the moment. Salik Iqbal has hammered this one into the onside. Fielder comes in, takes a catch. And that's the end of Salik Iqbal. Well, wicket falls, 93 for 5.
I need a little do on that one. Come on, Nevis had got into the play. You know who took that catch. Nevis has been represented here. That man from Nevis who plays for the St. Kitts Nevis Patriots. He is on the roster. None other than Colin Archibald. He took it easy peasy, and now he's getting his high fives from his teammate to saying well done, because once that ball was struck by Malik, he thought he would have gotten half a dozen.
So the 5th wicket goes down. Salik Malik goes. A well-judged catch from Colin Archibald, and he did it with some bit of flair. And we made the point several times, Ivor Henry. Not easy to judge where you are when you're riding the boundary rope, but good awareness from Colin Archibald. And another wicket goes down here. Yankee Royals struggling at 93 for 5 as Das comes to the middle.
And the chaser coming in from Murchis and Bobs and Nisbet via way of New York through Nevis and Lynette Fox over there in St. Kitts. They're viewing and they said, yay, Colin Archibald. All right, well, he's rooting for his team there. It seems as if the folks back there in St. Kitts and Nevis are rooting for the BRAMPTON PACERS, all because of Colin Archibald.
So Halidara Das comes to the middle. Robin Chaudhry is on 3. Das will be the man on strike. And Takar has picked up 4 already. Ball turned into the onside. Easy single here for Das. And that'll take the score up to 94 for 5.
Yes, they're easing the way to the century mark. We would have seen a hat-trick in this game already. And the BRAMPTON Pacers, they're not in a bother for the hat-trick. Half of the wickets are down here with 5, 93 for 5. Well, Robin Chowdhury, he's on strike, 3 from 3. He has got to up the ante. 2 relatively new batters are at the crease at this time. Das And this time he's going in the air. He has the height. Does he have the distance? Yes, indeed it does. He goes over the boundary rope for yet another US Open maximum. The 100 comes up, Lenny.
Yeah, good strike here from Robin Chaudhary. They will need quite a few more than that. 88 to win from 50 balls. We saw last night a game that looked seemingly lost, and Ashley Nurse was able to strike a couple of big six towards the end, 2 of them in the last over.
We'll have change going around the wicket, but they're going to play this one bounce down to Colin Archibald, who sends the throw 1 bounce into the wicketkeeper. A good one. Gets a round of applause there from the wicketkeeper.
But you see the intent here from Robin Chaudhary. He's not gonna lay over and die. He's gonna swing for the fences and see what can happen here. They still need almost 11 runs and over.
Well, Tucker is trying to get the first 5-4 in this, the 13th edition of the US Open. He's got 4 in the bag already. And he still has another over to go. So he has 6 deliveries in which to take another wicket. 101 for 5. And as Sasha would say, it's the Dalmatian, the Bow Wow, 101 Dalmatian. We'll take a break here at this time.
MAQ Group is the real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information visit macgroup.com.
So all of 8 overs left in this encounter, trying to get to 188. It can be done, and you just reminded the folks who were viewing late into the night last night that Ashton Nurse took it away.
Yeah, was seemingly was a game that was gonna go Samp Army's way. Ended up to be a win for Punjab Blues, and I called it. Oh, smashed into the onside, got a long way. Robin Chaudhary on the charge, and that's a massive strike from the burly right-hander.
Yes, that's the second one of his brief inning. He's gone to 16 from just 6 deliveries. Look at it again. And he enjoys this one.
Yeah, you've got to appreciate the approach here by Robin Chaudhary. I like this. He realizes there's only one way out. There's only one way out, and that is to smash balls around Broward County. It's not going to be an easy one, but still, you either fight towards the finish.
He's on the edging here for some runs as well, but just one.
So you've got to like his approach. Picks up another single, and we've seen 7 runs in the over so far. Let's see what Haladara Das brings to the equation. They need 80 from 46. Very similar to the numbers in which we saw Punjab Blues chased last night. Certainly a chase that was certainly headed and executed by Ashley Nurse towards the end.
Yes, well, Shade, a bit expensive. He's under the pump, he's under the gun, and he's got to bowl a few dots here. Well, wickets would even be even better for him.
So Shahid Ahmadzai, let's see what he comes in. Will come into bowl to Haladara Das, who hasn't faced too many deliveries. He has not too long come to the pitch. At the fall of Salik Iqbal's his wicket. And we saw good bowling from Harsh Takar, and Harsh Takar becomes the 5th bowler to have taken 4 wicket hauls. We'll run through that list when we get an opportunity. And we made the point, we haven't seen a fifer so far, but we've seen several. In fact, we've seen 5 4-wicket hauls.
Yes, indeed.
And we'll run through that maybe into the next over.
And a swing and a miss outside the off stump. Good bowling, 2 dots on the trot, because that single afforded Robin Chaudhary to get back on strike. But since then, he has received 2 dots. You said he has got to bang his way out of this, and he's trying. He goes again, but there's a man down there, but all but in vain, because he splits the mid wicket and the long on and goes for 1 bounce 4. You'd see it again on replay.
Yeah, big swing again here from Robin Chaudhary. And if there's one thing that T20 cricket has really taught people playing T20 cricket, we'll talk about that. It's 113 off 13.
You think this is a good time for a cup of tea? Yes, the mat had a tea, and you know it's that organic green. They do serve coffee as well. So we have the urban myth, we have the third eye chai, and we have the tranquil tea. So get your cup of tea.
So Harsh Thakur, and Das can get an elevation here, and he gets a single. So here's a list of bowlers who would have taken 4 wickets in the series so far. Kareem Agor 4 for 30, Jonathan Carter 4 for 40, 4 for 11, one of the best bowling figures from a 4-wicket haul so far. Jacobus Pinar. And then we saw 4 for 25 in this game off the bowling of Dane Johnson. And also the man bowling here, 4 for 15. So those are your 4-wicket hauls bowlers.
And Harsh is trying to separate that. He has a few deliveries left to get the first fifer. Down the leg side, he's hitting this one in the air, but he's going to go beyond the boundary rope for yet another US Open maximum. Robin Chowdhury's on the charge.
You've got to like the effort here by Robin Chowdhury. He's come out here. He knows the plan is a big one. Here we go. Charge is done. And smashes this one over mid-wicket. And it's gone a long way. Robin Chowdhury, can he bring it home for Yankee Royals? 68 to win from 39.
Yes, golf-like fashion. He goes again into the offside, and he's getting a good hold of this one as well. And he goes for yet another US Open maximum. He is on the charge. He's like a raging bull in a cage. He's trying to get the Yankee Royals to the 188 that is required for victory.
So 62 from 38 balls. Ashley Nurse, part 2. Robin Chowdhury smashes this one over the offside this time. And couple of sixes in the row here for Robin Chowdhury. Can he bring this home for Yankee Royals?
And he's doing it against the wicket taker. Tucker, who has gotten 4 wickets already, he's saying, I spare no one. It doesn't matter. I'm coming after this 5.5 ounce white ball leather.
And we made the point. Harsh Thakur was bowling at 4 for 15. Now he's bowling at 4 for 28. Oh, this one is smashed into the onside. Watch it fly. Fetch that. Robin Chowdhury. 3 consecutive sixes off the bowling of Harsh Thakur. 56 needed from 37 balls.
So there goes the hat-trick. It's a hat-trick of sixes. And I'm telling you, the US Open, no better viewing on TV at this time. Folks, tell your neighbors, tell your friends, MAQTV.com is the place to be at this time.
So 3 sixes in a row. Robin Chowdhury, he goes big again into the onside. Colin Archibald. Oh, comes in, takes a wonderful judge catch. Robin Chowdhury falls after 3 sixes. And maybe the hope and the fate of Yankee Royal goes as Robin Chowdhury departs. It's 132 for 6.
Wow, he would have played his part. And here it goes again. And Archibald, he's on view now. He comes in, he looks, and he dives and takes it shoestring. A wonderful catch. Again, Nevis comes into place. Thank it's Nevis Patriot representative Colin Archibald. He would have taken the last 2 catches.
Yeah, brave fight back here from Robin Chowdhury. 39 in just 15 balls. 18 of them in 3 consecutive balls off the bowling of Harsh Thakur. What an over we've seen.
So we have seen the first 5-4. So let's make sure we take note of that. He has taken the first 5-4 and off his last delivery of his 4-over spell. So noted, Mr. Harsh Thakur, the first one to take a 5-4 in this, the 13th edition of this US Open.
So Shahid Ahmadzai, with all the drama we've seen in the last couple of balls, we've seen 3 sixes, we've seen the first 5-wicket haul, all courtesy of Harsh Thakur, 5 for 34 as he ends his spell as Shahid Ahmadzai will continue, will come into bowl to Haladara Das, and Das comes down the track. Will only get a single and brings Rizwan Mazar, the new man, out. And Rizwan Mazar, he has a very good tap on his hand. He's a very aggressive player. And we could see if he gets off here this afternoon a little bit of part 2 of Robin Chaudhry.
Well, it's funny, a partnership of 39, but Das would have only scored 3 from it. So he's still relatively new, having faced only 5 deliveries.
So they need 55 from 34 balls.
An uphill task, but it could be done. As you know, part 2.
Rizwan Mazar, he can give the ball a tap. He smashes balls in Brooklyn quite a bit, and he's a very aggressive player. He's taken a few balls probably to get his eye in, but he will have to get going pretty quickly. 10 runs is the asking per over, and they need 55 from 33.
Yes, well, this over, the 15th over, coming up being bowled by Shahid. He has gone for some 21. He's in his 3rd over. He's got to bowl a few dots here. If he can get a wicket or 2, that'll be fine. In the BRAMPTON Royal Pacers inning, all 10 wickets were being realized. Now 6 have already gone for the Yankee Royals as this batsman swivels and plays this one down to deep backward square leg for a single. Take the total on to 134 for 6. Lenny?
So 54 to win from 32 balls.
A good over so far. 2 singles and 2 dots. So you've got to come good with this last 2.
So Das gets good bat onto this one. Goes out towards, is that Colin Archibald? Yes, I think it is.
You just can't keep him out of the game.
So 3 runs off this over. This has been a very good over from Ahmad Zai. And so 53 to win from 31 balls.
Last delivery goes in the air. There's man running around trying to get there. He's not going to get there for the catch, but he gets there in time to prevent it from going beyond the boundary ropes. Over number 15, done and dusted, 136 for 6, trying to get to 188, 52 to win from 30 balls. We're going to have a double change in commentary. Sasha comes in along with Vinod Manchad. They're going to bring it home for one of these 2 teams.
And we're back again into the 16th over. Rizwan Mazar is on strike. 2 from 4 so far. And the Yankee Royals keeper, Das, is 5 from 6 at the moment. Yankee Royals 136 for 6 after 15 overs. And this is going to be an exciting finish for game 1 of day 5. Colin Archibald coming into the attack. This will be his first over. And the Yankee Royals are going to want to keep swinging at that ball. Current run rate 9.1 and required is 10.4. They don't want to let it get too ahead of them at the moment. And here we go. First ball of Archibald's over, and it's swiped back down past him. And it's just going to be a single start.
Good afternoon again, Sash. And it's 51 of 29, which is gettable. But the fact, I'll still put the Pacers ahead because of the fact that 6 wickets are already down.
Yeah, both of these batters fairly new to the crease. They've had a few deliveries to face, so should be seeing it. But as you say, Pacers are probably just ahead if you're a betting man. And here comes Archibald, and that's come really high up.
Well, it's an appeal, and he's out caught. He is out caught behind. He's indicating to the umpire he was struck on his helmet. Let's have a look at that. It did balloon after it passed him. Here is Colin there. Well, it's very difficult for us to judge that. But the umpire's in the best position. That's another wicket. And I think the Pacers are firmly in control now.
Yeah, Das is going to have to go there. 5 for his 7 deliveries. Yankee Royals fall to 137 for 7. And I think with that wicket, you'd probably put the Pacers ahead of the Royals at this point for the win. As you said previously, 51 more runs to win as the new man, Dane Johnson, comes to the crease. Good start for Archibald there, 1 off 1 off his 2 balls.
So Colin Archibald getting his opportunity. He's a young man.
Dane Johnson bowled really nicely in their bowling innings. Let's see if he can work his magic with the bat as well. Required run rate 10.9 as Archibald comes in for ball number 3 of his first over. Hits it past his batting companion and they'll scamper through for a single. And Johnson off the mark with his first delivery.
Just looking to keep it tight, the young man. A few lustly blows here could bring Yankee Royals right back in, and that's the danger when it's just around 50 runs required with 4.5 overs intact. Sticking his time, Rizwan, and I agree with that. If you just want to slow the tempo down a bit, strikes this away in the half of the bat. So not really getting the timing there. And the fact that he didn't time that properly is what helped him to get 2. Because had he timed that properly, it would have raced down to deep mid wicket for 1. So 140 for 7. And Archibald, not a bad effort at all, the young man from St. Kitts and Nevis.
Reminder, the target for the Royals is 188. 48 more runs to win. Here we go. Archibald comes running in, and that is pushed down to the offside boundary, but there is a man there who throws it back to Archibald, and again they just get the single. They're going to need a little bit more than that to get the runs required, but it's been a tight over from Archibald. 5 from it so far, 1 delivery to go. Let's see what the big man Dane Johnson can do with this final delivery.
At the end of this over, we will look at the equation. Okay, so that's a fine over there by Archibald. So the current run rate is 8.8. You want to deal with that, Sasha?
And the runs required per over goes up to 11.8.
Runs required per over or RRR?
I don't know why I'm struggling so much with my R's. But there we go. Apologies, everyone.
141 for 7. And Archibald completing a good first over. I think they'll definitely trust him again. He's a young man and nerves could hold here. But they'll definitely try him again. So excellent performance by Harsh Thakur. Definitely a man of the match performance, a half century, and then 5 wickets, the first 5-wicket haul at this year's tournament. Ahmad Zai
starts his over nicely there. Dots at this point are going to make the run rate skyrocket, and that's exactly what the Royals don't want, so they're going to have to make sure they get runs off every ball at the moment, and that looks like it's going
into the hands of Springer, and he completes a fine running catch. That's wicket number 8.
Exactly right. I thought he had hold of it, but I was wrong. Springer, as we mentioned before, gets everywhere, and he's taken, I think, 2 catches so far in the innings. He's been pretty consistent in
Yeah.
that manner in the field.
He has been. Did bowl well. His first over was a bit expensive. He came back and really swung the ball. Sahid now is the man coming in. He got a hat-trick.
Yeah, man of the moment for the Yankee Royals. Managed to bowl the Brampton Pacers all out and finished their innings with a hat-trick, which was pretty impressive. This game's been a really exciting one. There's been pretty much everything you could want from a 2020. And as we say, Saeed, the new man to the crease, he's got a bit of work to do here. But as we said, he must be feeling good after his hat-trick, and he said so himself when we spoke to him at the halfway stage. So maybe he's the man to finish it off for them.
The next game is the Florida Scorpions against the Punjab Blues. The Blues played last night. They have won both their games. So if they win today, they're definitely into the playoffs. So at the moment, it's 141 for 8. Here he is, a swing and a miss outside the off stump. He's not going to die wondering. Shahid Ahmadzi. Neatly tucked away around the corner.
One ball left in the 17th over. Yankee Royals 142 for 8. And they're going to really need to get a big shot off this last ball in order to keep that run rate at an acceptable one. Here we are, required run rate 14.5 at the moment. And with 2 runs coming off that last ball, I think that's only going to get higher.
So at this point in time, 44 to get of the last, 45 to get of the last 3. That's 15 runs and over. Something really special has to happen here. And Dane Johnson, 100% strike rate, 3 of 3. But Sahid at 33 and a 30% strike rate. So more than likely, the Royals will go down to their second defeat in 3 matches, and the Pacers, this will be their second win in 3 matches. Then the Blues comes up later. They have won both their games, including a very good game last night against the against the Sampami.
Yeah, it was a really good win last night. They even celebrated a ball early. They all came running on.
Yeah. Good old Ashley Nurse doing what he normally does at the back end of innings in 2018 when the Barbados Tridents won the CPL. He did it in the semi-final, a similar thing, and also in the finals.
Yeah, Lenny called it, didn't he?
Yep.
He knows his stuff. And here we come for the 18th over. Colin Archibald back into the attack. And here he comes bounding in. And that's a tight ball from him. They're just going to get the single from it. And that's all they need. That's all that they need from the Pacers. Just singles. They're not going to be bothered by that.
Yeah, I think the lines are so important at this end of the innings. You're looking at the big man Johnson on strike. Now, what Archibald wants to do is to go full. Bowl full to him. If you're not going for the Yorker, go full and wide. Because what you want to do with a big man like that is to take the onside out of the play. Let him play. Let him drive through the offside. There is protection on the boundary. That's a good delivery. Cutting him across. And there's no need to shy at the stump. That made no sense there from Springer.
Yeah, I think that was rather a throw and hope rather than anything else. Nearly got the 2 from it, but decided against it, and Saeed will be on strike. As we said, he was the man with the hat-trick. I think he'll be feeling confident. He might try and have a swing at it now. He needs to. So we'll have to wait and see as Archibald gets to the top of his run-up, and in he comes to Saeed.
Ooh, that's a good delivery. That one was short and it hustled onto him, struck him somewhere on the shoulder. So I like to see that replay.
Yeah, good ball from Archibald there. And he's really restricting
Then,
the Yankee Royals.
Okay. But that was short. It was sharp.
Punchy.
I'm impressed with this young man. He's from Barbados, Colin Archibald. This time the speeds of the edge is going to go down. That's a fortuitous boundary. Down the third man for 4. He was backing away and he cracked it over Rando's head down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, some would say a lucky 4 there, but a 4 is a 4, and that's all that matters for the Royals at the moment. 16.3 required. It's getting a little bit ahead of them, as you can see there. Target 188. Yankee Royals are 150 for 8 at the moment. That wicket column has been the issue. It slowed them down a bit, and it might be the reason that they can't quite reach the total in the end. But here's Archibald. And full toss there.
Full toss is a hard thing to hit away at times, especially a full toss at pace. And it was a low full toss. So that's not a bad idea as well.
Yep, just a single from it. So good from Archibald. One more ball left of his over. Be good for him to not let any more boundaries go. 1s and 2s won't bother him. Important now for Johnson to make sure that that doesn't happen. He's looking for the big shot here. Let's see what happens. Just dabs it away for a single.
152 at the end of 18. Let's take a short break.
MAQ Group is the real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information, visit macgroup.com.
Well, 2 overs to go. Have you ever heard of a lock-in? Sasha says that her boyfriend. Want to say hello to him?
Hayden.
Hayden, not to be confused with Matthew Hayden. Don't know. How good is he at cricket?
He actually played his debut this summer for my dad's village team.
Oh, I hope he prospered. Wouldn't want to get your dad upset.
He got 1 and then out, but not a duck. So he was very pleased.
A whole 1. Congratulations, Hayden. I think you should go far. This is out. Guess who takes the catch?
Springer again.
Yes, he's always in the heat of the action. And Dane Johnson had no choice but to go for it. It was a good delivery. And he smashes this down into right down the throat of young Springs, who takes his 3rd catch.
Yeah, Yankee Royals now 9 down. Last man in. Number 100. Can he get 100? Probably not at this point. He meets Saeed in the middle. And it's a huge ask for these 2 batters. You can see Johnson looking really disappointed as he comes off.
Yeah, and they're in danger of being bowled out. You know, it's a cardinal sin to get bowled out in a T20 game. I've seen teams bowl out in a T10. That's even worse.
That's even worse. Yeah, that's, you'd almost think fairly impossible, but as you say, it's not.
Yeah, so Mr. Hayden, I was told that you labored for that one of 28 deliveries. And
Did a lovely catch as well.
Oh, and that lovely catch, and your father-in-law was thrilled. He's so thrilled you're going to play number 17 in the next game. This time, that looks good. That looks adjacent. I'd like to have a next look at that. Walton is asking for an explanation from the umpire in a very nice manner. It's just an inquiry, a polite inquiry.
Just wanted to double check he was happy with that decision. And umpire said, yes, yes I am.
Sammy stumped. He's on his bike, so to speak. Is it? Yes,
yes
it is. Great work by Chadwick Walton. So we've come to the end of the Yankee Royals innings, 152 all out, which means they have lost by 36, which is not a very popular number back in Trinidad and Tobago. 36. I'll tell you off here what it means, but 152 all out. Good bowling.
It's the first time we've seen both teams bowled out, and let's take you through the batting card. So Qureshi, the man for the Royals, he got 42 off 28 deliveries, bowled by Tacker. Jamal Morgan, 13 off his 11. Ashraf, 8 off 9. Forrester, LBW again by Tacker for 2 runs. Salik Iqbal, he was also got by Tacker for 13, as was Robin Chowdhury for 39. Haladra Das, he was 5 off 7. Rizwan Mazar, 6 off 9. Dane Johnson, the big man, he went out for 4 off his 6 deliveries. And Nahidul Islam out for a duck. Burnham Saeed, the hat-trick man, was left stranded at the end. And the Yankee Royals all out. And let's have a look at the bowling figures. So, Radhara, he was 3 overs, 1 wicket for 29 runs. And then 2 wickets for Siddiqui off his 2.3 overs, 15 runs for 2. 5 wickets for Tacker. So, first fifer of the tournament. Harsh Tacker, 5 wickets for 34 runs off his 4 overs. And a wicket each for Archibald and Admazi.
Well, I hope you have enjoyed our production this morning. Match number 1. Remember, we have 2 games to go again later on today. So stay tuned for more coverage on MAQ TV.
MAQ Group is the real estate investment company. Our goal at MAQ Group is to provide you with the expertise and service you need to do business in today's complex market. More information visit macgroup.com.
The Fantasy Sports League is the easiest and most fun way to earn money to your favorite sport, cricket. US Open Fantasy is giving you an amazing chance to get rich and win up to thousands of dollar prize money every day. Just download the US Open Fantasy app. Choose the match, choose the wicket keepers, batsmen, all-rounders and bowlers. Yes, you can create your own team with your favorite captain and vice-captain too. And your team is ready now. Just select a contest to participate and stay tuned to live scores. To download the app, visit website www.usopenfantasy.com.
Here's the DJ Bravo. How you do the slow ball? Like you do that, I want to know all the kids and then junior players can learn from your experience.
Slower ball, I keep my grip the same way. So 2 fingers on the seam of the ball. On point of delivery, my wrist, this is what turns. So I turn my wrist like this, and I flick out the ball with my thumb and my fingers out. So that's the slower ball.
So you're releasing the ball on by finger
From in front.
and they go like this.
Yeah.
And then slow ball. That's why you're getting.
Point, like that.
There you go. Here's the slow ball. So learn.
Slow ball, delivery, twist.
Twist.
Twist with the wrist.
That's the DJ Bravo. The MCL is Major Cricket League is not just for the Pakistan, Major Cricket League for all over the world, number one. So all foreign investors, they can invest the money, foreign investor. Let's assume we're doing in Pakistan now, MCL. So Pakistani, Indian, Caribbeans and all, they like to invest the money on where the good cause is, which is we providing opportunity to every country, not just for our country, USA, we bring in every country. So once they're playing, this is international player hunting programs, Major Cricket League. So we investing the money for the talents who's been hide or hidden by some reason. So they're coming up and show them exposure and show them talents what they have. So there will be opportunity for the all investors have to fair chance to the players to see that country not taking care of them. We will hear for international scales investor, give them opportunity for the charity way, you can look at it, and sponsor way. So we doing the program start in Pakistan, then a program is built, all international investor can be invest the money in there, and that money will be good cause for the players, give them opportunity, player hunting. So same thing next even we starting, we will invest money on Hafizabad, a lot of them Pakistani foreigners and Americans and also many other nation, they invest the money who love the cricket and who like to see more international top players come out, so they have wonderful cricket they've been watching year around. Same opportunity we offer them Caribbean MCL, going to be launched in MCL, so all international investor can invest the money in Caribbean, India, and the next step, India also MCL, and UK and MCLs, and Canada definitely will be MCL. We're going to play Major Cricket League because they have a lot of talents there and have not got opportunity. So that's the program is worldwide programs for MCL Major Cricket League.
Hi, this is Rehma Sleem, host of US Open Cricket. Please watch me live on MAQ TV from December 6 to December 13.
Dr. Malik is the CEO and Director of Anesthesia and Pain Care Services. He is also the adjunct clinical professor at Pikeville Osteopathic Medical College in Pikeville, Kentucky. Anesthesia and Pain Care Services is a comprehensive interventional pain center providing care for patients in Richmond, Kentucky. At the center, the goal of Dr. Malik and his professional team is to provide both short-term and long-term countermeasures to improve patient quality of life. Their motto is, "Why live in pain when it can be treated?" Dr. Malik recognizes the importance of an integrated approach to pain management, one that is tailored to individual needs. He and his team strive to enhance patients' quality of life by reducing acute or chronic pain, thereby increasing patients' ability to enjoy daily activities once again. In 1988, Dr. Malik received his medical degree from the Allama Iqbal Medical College in Lahore, Pakistan. Thereafter, he went on to complete his anesthesiology training in the United Kingdom, Ireland, and the University of Kentucky Medical Center in Lexington, Kentucky. He also completed his fellowship training in pain management at the University of Cincinnati in Cincinnati, Ohio. Dr. Malik is board certified in anesthesiology and has a subspecialty certification in pain management from the American Board of Anesthesiology. Dr. Malik holds professional memberships with several organizations, including the American Board of Medical Specialties, the American Society of Interventional Pain Physicians, and the American Society of Anesthesiologists. Throughout his life, Dr. Malik has been involved in professional sports and athletics, winning numerous athletic awards and scholarships. This has given him first-hand knowledge of sports injuries and an uncommon insight into diagnosing and alleviating sports-related pain.
We're staying with cricket news, and young female administrator Samantha Qureshi in the United States was recently rewarded for her excellent work in developing cricket in that part of the world. The young Qureshi, a champion show jumper, was able to walk away with a recognition award from the Hall of Fame. Now, she's the chief accountant at Cricket Council USA, and her work was really recognized. Let's hear what she has to say.
I actually was surprised by getting this today. No one told me. So it was a pleasant surprise. Thank you, everyone who recognized me tonight. I do a lot of work with Cricket Council. I'm the CFO. I have my hand in a lot of different aspects of tournaments that we do and other aspects, like we do fundraising, and we have our youth programs, and I do a lot with all of that as far as organization and other things. So it's just really nice to be recognized tonight, and I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Well, thanks a lot. We want to continue to encourage Samantha in doing her work. From the West Indies, we want to wish her all the best as well.
Hi, I'm Sasha Crace, and I'm going to be working on the MAQ TV media crew for the upcoming US T20 Cricket Open.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Are we okay there?
To play the game of cricket on the shores of New England, which
right
posed a problem.
Was standing
The
right
sand and water would not allow the players to hit at 180 degrees or bounce the ball on the ground.
Um, 32 balls. Your boy Dial message me. You know he's born again now. Do you know now? A blessed day to you, buddy. I'm also holder of the high score in national cricket. Well, welcome to the post-match presentation ceremony. This is game number 13 of the US Open 2021, and it was a fantastic clash between the Yankee Royals and the Brampton Pacers. The Brampton Pacers running away winners easily in the end, but there were moments in that chase where we thought this game could go to the wire. It could even go against the Brampton Pacers. The Pacers, though, held strongly. Harsh Thakur came in with the ball and made all the difference. He grabbed 5 wickets to add to his 65 of 31 deliveries earlier on, and for that, he's our man of the match. Sasha Crace from MAQ TV will present the award. Well, Taka, just a quick word with you. Initially, when you all batted, you were a bit harsh on the bowlers.
The plan was just to go out there. We lost a few early wickets, so it was just to like consolidate and bat with Mark, and then later on Paul, and then take it from there.
I enjoyed your innings. It was a touch innings. It means that there is a place for touch cricket in T20s.
Yeah, I mean, everyone always says you always have to hit the ball from ball one, but I don't believe in that. I believe that if you have the right technique and if you're a good player, you'll be able to catch up at the end. Even if you play proper cricketing shots, you will get runs in T20 cricket.
Bilal Qureshi was going well, and the change in the game came when you went through his gate.
Yeah, I wanted to bowl to the lefty from the first ball. I told the skip, let me bowl to the lefty. I knew I was gonna try to get the lefty. I bowled well to the lefties. The righties were a bonus, so it went well today.
Towards the end, the last over, you got 3 sixes of 3 balls, a hat trick of 6s, but you did get the last laugh.
Yeah, I mean, he played some pretty crazy shots. I was surprised. He was powerful. He swung the bat hard, and he got me with those 3 sixes. I was lucky to get him out on the last ball.
Not safe yet. 1 foot in the door. Your last game, massive encounter.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like a quarterfinals. So basically, if you win, we go through. If you don't, then we're out. So big game, big game.
Let me wish you all the best.
Thank you. Just shout out to my mom and dad and sister. They're probably watching the game. So thank you for the support. Thank you.
Wonderful. So wonderful when the youngsters could recognize their parents and where they come from. That's it from a very hot pitch side.